Kings with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
And we're starting with good news all over the place. We got a former NBA player or two saying, oh, those sneaky Kings are going to make their way into the playoffs. More on that in just a second. But you want good news? We got Kyle Draper back with us today.
Yeah, but I'm not sure for how long, big fella.
Oh,
I'm just putting that out there already. I'm still under the weather. I'm not 100%. Still not feeling it.
You on a pitch
Why'd
count?
you come, man?
Dog, I mean,
Minutes restriction?
dude, ratings matter, big fella. Our bonuses count towards this. I'm trying to help us out here.
Skip a day, a half of a day, man.
Man, I don't want to be that dude, man.
If you're sick, you're sick, bro.
I know.
What's your symptoms? We'll get you diagnosed and taken care of.
Get you some Alka-Seltzer.
Well, when I say the first one, y'all going to send me home. Sore throat.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's a body.
All right.
Yeah.
You gotta go, man.
Do you get allergies?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it's from. It's like I get really bad allergies.
Mm-hmm.
I got the pill going on. I got the nasal spray. I got the Advil and Tylenol alternating. And so
yeah, I can hear it a little bit.
can you hear it? Yeah.
Stuffed up.
I'm not all the way there right now. So I'm trying to. It's like a game 7 today, so I'm trying to play through it, man. It's a big show.
So I guess yesterday was preseason or something, or
yeah. That was like Jay said, just enough to get me qualified for postseason awards.
Right.
Put in the 2 hours, and no, I'm here now. Though I'm here.
Yeah, glad you're back.
Yeah, I honestly think it's allergies. I really think it's allergies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely that's time of year. Of course, you use the nasal spray all the time, right? Because some people only use it when they have the allergies. It's like, no, you got to use it.
No, you got to, you got to build up. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And so, but I started taking it last week. I've been on the pill for about a month now for that reason, but I was out of nasal spray, so I had to go get some. And so I've been on nasal spray for about a week or so.
Hey, I had no clue because I only take it during allergy season for me.
Oh.
Well, I mean, leading up to it, you
got,
you can't, once you get symptoms, start taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Supposed to do it like beforehand. Like
works for me.
Right.
Whatever works.
Whatever works.
Yeah. And that's big for you because obviously you're dealing with your moneymaker. Right?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
I can't tell you, like, anytime I have a sore throat, especially after COVID, oh my gosh, and because I had COVID, I was a carrier from then on, like that brain fog and everything. For the first year or two when I was doing games with the Kings, every day I would wake up feeling awful.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, here we go again. But I knew it wasn't COVID, it was just the lingering after effects.
Yeah.
And so, that's my moneymaker, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Our daughter, Lonnie, she's got a degree in marine biology. So she understands about, virology and all that stuff. She's very careful. She's wearing the mask. And sometimes, in a social situation, like if it's awkward wearing a mask, she doesn't care. She's like, I don't want to get COVID. She's had COVID 4 times.
Really?
And she's as careful as anybody.
It's so weird because I had it the first time back in March 2020. Haven't had it since then, which is, hard for me to believe. But it's weird how it works. Some people are super careful and still get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're glad you're with us today. That's good news. Is this good news? Chandler Parsons, you Chandler Parsons guy?
Not really.
Chandler Parsons was on with Michelle Beadle and Lou Williams on FanDuel TV's Run It Back yesterday, and he likes the Kings. He says the Kings, talking about tomorrow, Kings win this game, and they can go and win the next game and get the number 8 seed. The Kings are rolling. He says the Kings are sneaky. He likes the Kings. I think they beat them one more time. I think Dallas without Kyrie Irving, they have a huge hole to get out of. Anthony Davis, we don't know if he's completely healthy. They just went through so much this year. The Kings right now are playing so good. Chandler Parsons says the sneaky Kings find their way into the postseason.
I'm not putting any water into that. We all think they could beat Dallas. He didn't. Does he mention
rolling? Zach LaVine is rolling.
What does he say about the possible Golden State Memphis matchup?
Here's Jay. Jay's got some sound.
It's Dallas and it's Sacramento. The Kings beat Dallas in all of their games this season, 3 of those. So, Chandler, take me through this one.
I think they beat them one more time. I think Dallas, without Kyrie Irving, they have a huge hole to get out of. Anthony Davis, we don't know how, if he's completely healthy or not. They just went through so much stuff this year. And the Kings right now are playing so good. DeRozan is rolling. Zach LaVine is rolling. Sabonis. They're just a better team. They're a deeper team. I think they get this game.
Gotta agree, 1,000%. Like, I won't even make it difficult. I just think they're the healthier team. They're poised to win this basketball game. You know, they're at home, and the Mavs just been banged up all year. I don't think they have enough manpower to get over that hill.
Just
I think that's
such
still a win.
derailment. Yeah, I think it's.
Oh yeah,
something.
100%. And by the way,
Still
the
a win.
Kings are sneaky. Kings win this game, they can go and win the next game, get the 8th seed too. Like the Kings they're rolling.
There you go. There's your answer.
That's weak.
Sneaky Kings.
Get these jokers off my air, man. Chandler Parsons.
Chandler and Lou Williams.
What has he ever won? What do you know about championship basketball, winning basketball? I come from the school of respect your opponent, Whitey.
Yeah.
We could beat Dallas, but we could lose to them also if we don't come with the right mind. Sure, we could beat Golden State or Memphis, but we sure as hell could lose to them too.
That's what I thought too until I heard that.
Now you're all in, huh?
Yes.
You're all in. OKC,
Yeah.
here we come.
Should I stay at the Skirvin for the first round games?
Okay. No, you know what? We can beat Dallas. I'm going to be honest with you. As we get closer, and maybe this is just me being, a pessimist, if you will, I'm worried about this game. Because here's why. This team all season long has been opposite, Whitey. No way they going to beat Boston. No way they going to beat Cleveland. And they win those games. No way they going to lose to Washington. And this team has been opposite. And so I'm sort of pulling the Carmichael Dave approach, if you will. I don't know, man. This Dallas team is tough. But inside, obviously, I'm hoping the Kings win. I just think it's going to be a tough matchup, man. When I look at this Dallas team, they're actually a little bit better than people are giving them credit for. They're a little more scary. First of all, PJ Washington always kills us.
Yeah.
What's his? I got to look at his status.
They are big too.
Right. They're big. They're long. And I haven't looked at the injury report for tomorrow just yet. And they have guys. And I understand Klay Thompson, last time he played in a playoff game in the Golden One Center, was awful. But could I see Klay hitting 5 or 6 threes? Could I see Spencer Dinwiddie cooking? Could I see our shots not falling? Yes. So I'm not going to disrespect the opponent like Chandler Parsons and Lou Williams are doing. To me, this is probably 55-45 in favor of the Kings.
Mm-hmm. One thing I disagree with, we've all seen the Kings a lot here, obviously. We live and breathe Kings basketball. I don't see this team as sneaky. Was that a word you'd use to describe the Kings? They're sneaky? I wouldn't. I guess he means people aren't paying attention to them.
Yeah. We
pay attention to them a lot, and there are many things, but I don't know that they're sneaky.
Maybe they're sneaky nationally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
guess.
But to your point, do you think, and I know you said what you heard with those guys, do you think this team can make a run to the post? What's your level of confidence in them to get it done? 2 games, Wednesday at home, Friday on the road.
I like their chances. I think they got a more than a puncher's chance. Puncher's chance, like we said yesterday, that's maybe if everything goes right. And I think they have a better chance than that. It's just so hard when a team does not consistently defend well. It's
right.
You just
don't know.
You just close your eyes and cross your fingers. They could.
Right. What if Dallas comes in and hits 23s?
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen. And if you were to rank the 4 teams in the Western Conference play-in, Golden State would probably be number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Are us in Memphis right there neck and neck? And remember, Memphis won 8 games more than us.
Right. So you have to give them the 2.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And so it's an uphill battle.
Yes.
Think about it. First of all, no 7 seed has ever missed the actual playoffs. 7 seed always goes on the advance. So now you got 3 teams vying for 1 spot. And Kings have a puncher's chance, even more better than,
I think,
if they show up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about Dallas. It's not about Memphis. It's not about Golden State, because we've proven when we play our best, we can beat anybody. It just hasn't been consistent enough.
Yeah, and you can't overlook the fact that the 2 teams ahead of you, if we go along with your system, which I do, your rating system, the Warriors now have some issues. Moses Moody has a bad back, and Steph Curry hurt his thumb, and Jimmy Butler got knee in the thigh, and they say, oh, we're fine, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And then also Memphis has had not only issues off the court, but they're going to miss Jalen Wells. So both those teams that clearly over the course of regular season, they were better than you. Right now, they're a little bit compromised, as the Kings are.
So are the Kings. Right.
I know.
So is we are. No Malik, no Laravia. Both those guys are going to be out for tomorrow. And so, and it bothers me. And maybe if I'm the Kings, I'm feeling a little disrespected. Dallas didn't even try to win that game Sunday.
I know.
It was like they wanted to come to Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want home court advantage. They wanted to hop on the plane and come to Sacramento. So I would feel a little disrespected if I was the Kings.
Yeah. And guess what? According to their GM, the Mavs don't regret trading Luka. Did you see that?
I saw that.
More on that when we come back. Also, Gary St. Jean, former Kings coach, bottom of the hour. As we roll on here, Drive Guys, just get warmed up on Tactile Sports.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen. And this is Sarah Beth. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese. I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
The weather's been so nice. Am I the only one who's a little mildly weirded out by the overcast conditions today? I
don't know if I'm weirded out by it, Whitey, but part of me, and I thought this the other day when it was super nice outside.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for summer.
You're not?
I'm not ready for it. Because it was about,
get ready.
It was about 83 or so, and I'm out golfing. I'm like, all right, I can handle this. But it's about to be 100 here in about a month or so, you know? And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for it, man. I'm like, this whole winter, I'm like, I can't wait till it's nice. I can't wait. Now I'm thinking, shoot, summer's going to be here, and it's going to be freaking hot outside. Like, I don't have the Olympic-sized pool like you, my friend. I don't have that. I don't have the new HVAC system. Who's your HVAC?
Lee's Air.
I don't have that yet, and so I'm a little nervous. I like. You see, I got the sweatshirt on today.
I see.
Yeah. I love this.
Kind of
right
enjoyed
here.
it.
Yeah.
Just caught me just a little off guard because it's like you said, it's been so nice. I was thinking, all right, here we go. Yeah, summer's just knocking on the door, and then today it's like, wait, what's going on?
No, bro, hey, dude, I don't need summer. I'll take this for another 2 to 3 months to be like. This is nice out here right now.
You need to move at least during the summer.
Why you think I'm saving up that vacation time, big fella? I'm saving up that vacation time.
You like to golf in the hot weather or not really?
No, above 80, I'm terrible.
Really?
Like I'm getting adjusted here.
Get loose.
My ideal golf weather, honestly, 58, 50, like a little crisp in the air, a little chill
You got to
in
go
the
to,
air.
You got to go to the coast.
Right.
You gotta
That's
go
what
to
I'm
Pebble
saying.
and places
Where I
like
could wear
that.
long sleeves, the vest and everything, beanie on in the morning. That's my ideal golf. Anything over 80, and the humidity's not bad out here, but back east, if it was over 80, I was no good. Here, I give it 90. How about that? 90. Anything over that, I'm going to Palm Springs next month.
It's too dry. It's too
it's
dry.
I'm going to Vegas as well. Too dry also, right? Vegas.
Right.
So a couple golf trips planned. But, man, I'm looking at the forecast. I think it's over 90 in both those spots when I go. And I'm just like,
you don't like the heat, so you're going to Vegas and Palm Springs?
Do quick trips.
Quick
trips. Maybe San Diego.
Very nice.
Yeah. Go down there later. Dude, I'm telling you, it's going to be the summer of Drape's vacation. Y'all think I've been taking off time here these last few months. You ain't seen nothing yet, people. All right. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Putting that out
you work
there.
hard.
Enjoy yourself.
You
all
work
right, Jay.
hard.
Appreciate that,
Yeah.
Jay. All right.
Do you know today? I'm sure you know this. Today's the anniversary of 2-year anniversary of Game 1, Kings and the Warriors. What an unforgettable day.
I need to post a video from that, too. That was the day. I was on the pre- and post-game show with Matt Barnes and Kenny Thomas.
Wow.
Remember those guys?
Yes.
Yeah, remember those
Never
guys?
heard of them.
Right. But I remember when the team ran onto the court, Whitey, and it was the loudest arena I've ever heard. I've been in Boston. I've been all over. But at that moment, and so I'm doing the show, and we're talking about defense or something like that, and it came over me like, nobody gives a damn what we're saying right now. The team is running on the court. So I stand up, I do my ML car, waving like it just overcame me. That was, you could argue, the greatest moment since 2002? That run towards, the Western Conference Finals in Sacramento Kings basketball history.
Yeah. What I remember about that game as you're talking there is how there was so much talk leading up to that game of, there might be a lot of Warrior fans in there. And remember, there were not.
Right.
At least if they were, they kept to themselves. But yeah,
our fans got the message for that one.
Right.
Like, don't sell your tickets. And we shut them out, man. There weren't many Warrior fans in there. You're right.
So tomorrow night, it's the Kings and the Dallas Mavericks. And today, the Mavericks general manager, Nico Harrison, had a little media conference, a curious media conference, to push back on the idea that the Mavericks made a mistake trading Luka or that they regret it. He doubled down on the mantra that defense wins championships. Interestingly, this was a media conference that featured Nico Harrison, Mavs CEO Rick Welch, used to be with the Warriors, and a select group of Dallas-based media, and I'm not sure everyone was allowed to ask questions. So it's more of a, this is the way it is. Carry our water for us. Get our message out there. Harrison said, no regrets on the trade. Part of my job is to do the best thing for the Mavericks, not only today, but also in the future. Some of the decisions I'm going to make are going to be unpopular. That's my job. I have to stand by it.
What's interesting about that is that you make a trade like that. And honestly, I'm thinking Nico's the fall guy. I think this was an ownership call. Because if Nico made this trade and you see the public backlash, the pushback, and he still has a job, that to me means the ownership has blessed him.
Right.
Yes, let's do that deal. And so Nico's going to be the take all the hits and everything like that. But to double down and say, yeah, do it again. I don't regret anything. At least say, man, I wish we would have got more, or, maybe I wish I would have shopped them to the other 28 teams in the league or something like that. But he doubled down. No, I went perfect. We got exactly what we wanted.
Did you hear what Bill Simmons said about the news of this leaking out? He said it leaked out that they were going to move Luka, but other teams heard it and just didn't believe it. I don't know if that's true, but that's what he says he found out. So word started to spread, they're going to trade Luka. And other GMs are like, no, they're not. That's not a thing.
Yeah, yeah. And I can see that happening. Whatever. That's not happening. And then, oh, snap.
Yeah.
It is happening. Yeah.
Here's his response to all the backlash from Dallas fans. Well, the beauty of Dallas is it is a passionate fan base. For us to reach our goals, we need that fan base. To be honest with you, every trade I've made since I've been here has not been regarded as a good trade. So sometimes it takes time. So good luck with all that. Maybe that's one reason why they didn't want to play that play-in game at home.
Well, why are they even holding a press conference or meeting with the media now, today? Usually that's an end of season kind of thing, wrap it up. Like,
right.
Not as you're about to, in your eyes, hopefully embark on a playoff run. It just seems weird, a weird timing right now for that organization.
Nico considers Dallas home, says, I have 3 years left on my contract. I see myself finishing it out.
Man,
and I think once we win, then that will change your mind on this trade.
Well, the thing about it, Nico better win, because if he is fired, he might not ever get a job again.
Yeah,
running the team. I mean, this arguably could go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history, and you'll be forever known for that. And so, for his sakes, he better hope it turns around and works out for him. But it's just an odd situation, a weird situation there in Dallas. We haven't even heard much from Jason Kidd, really. I feel like Jason Kidd is sort of like backing away from it. That's their doing. I ain't have anything to do with this. I haven't heard much from Jason Kidd lately.
Can you imagine if you're a Dallas fan and, last year you were in the finals? It's like, wow, well, we're ahead of schedule. Where we go? We're right there. We're a championship contender. And then now you're barely in the play. You traded Luka?
Yeah, I look at us. 2 years ago, we're number 3 seed. We're on the cusp. I'm driving in and I'm thinking about it. Whitey, where did it all go wrong? Like, we run it back. We think we got Fox and Sabonis, both all NBA guys. We think we're ascending up. And now 2 years later, it's like we're totally, trying to figure it out. Who's our guy now? How quickly it changes. For Dallas, it happened from one season to the next, obviously. Right. But, it's crazy how that happens, man.
By the way, you pointed this out. And we've talked about this, trying to brace Kings fans for the possibility, if not the likelihood, that Domas is not going to be all league, and Hollinger broke down some of those. Some of the awards today. And let me see if I can punch it up here. Anyway, he ran down his 15 picks for all league, and Domas isn't on there. So, that's only one guy, but it is an indication. And some are saying that Zubats is better than Domas now.
That's what I'm saying, Whitey. Yeah. That's, dude, I don't know what's going on here, and I don't know, but a lot of it has to do with wins and losses. That's it. It really comes down to that. If Domas was having the exact same season, Whitey, and we're a top 4 team, he'd be getting all. But you're 9th. I mean, it's hard to get, unless you're Steph Curry or LeBron, a name like that. It's hard to be all NBA and not have. We don't even have a winning record. It's hard. Yeah.
Right. Here's Hollinger's all NBA. Shea, Jokic, Tatum, Giannis, and LeBron first team. Brunson, Mitchell, Steph, Ant, and Mobley second team. Then third team, Halliburton, Jalen Williams, Cade Cunningham, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Cat. Now, you can quibble with that, but that there's a lot of voters who are going to see it like that.
Yeah, and there's some guys who didn't reach the threshold, too, the 65-game
Anthony
threshold.
Davis, Wemby, Luka, Durant, Franz Wagner, Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard among them.
You have a problem with any of those guys? Because when I hear the list that you just read out, to me, the common denominator is wins. Wins. Where they finished in their conference.
I really don't.
Who's the run through it, if you will, again, one more time?
First team, Shea, Jokic, Tatum, Giannis, LeBron. Second team, Brunson, Mitchell, Steph, Ant, Evan Mobley. And then third team, Halliburton, Jalen Williams, Cade, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the only guy that I'd go, and Cat. And Jaren Jackson Jr. is a good player.
So from what I hear, that's 15 guys you named right there, Whitey.
Right.
Only 2 are on play-in teams, Steph Curry and Jaren Jackson Jr. That goes to show, to me, winning, because J-Dub, Jalen Williams, his numbers, Sabonis got better numbers than him, but it's not about that. You playing on the best team in the league, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. 2 years ago when De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis made it, they had a great season, but it was also because of where the team finished in the Western Conference.
40 and 42 is not
it's just
a record of a guy who's all league.
You surprised no Rockets on any of that? I didn't hear one Rocket.
Yeah,
no
you're right.
No Jalen Green.
That's shocking. Now, that is shocking to me because they're number 2 in the West. fourth best record, I believe, in the league.
He does have, and this is neither here nor there, but his Hollinger's pick for Defensive Player of the Year is Thompson.
Sorry,
Amen
Thompson. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where's Draymond on that list? Does he mention him?
Let me see if he's on his list. Now Defensive Player of the Year right here. Pardon me. Amen Thompson, Evan Mobley 2, Dyson Daniels 3rd.
Okay. All right. No, I mean, it all comes down to, are you playing great on a winning team? And the Rockets, for some reason, they're not getting any love individual awards. Maybe it's because all those guys are sort of, right at the same level. Like, how do you say Şengün over Jalen Green? Like, those guys might be splitting votes, if you will. But regarding the Kings, Domas, tremendous season, but the wins, you got to have wins, man.
Not a lot of Kings coaches have won enough to take their team to the playoffs. Our next guest has Gary St. Jean. Also, his son is an assistant with the Lakers.
Yeah.
What was that like when he and his son found out Luka was coming to the Lakers? We'll find out when St. joins us next on Sacktown Sports.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, Athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com to join.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Michelob Ultra and Carl's Jr. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
49ers are on the clock. Don't miss Sacktown Sports coverage of the upcoming draft, brought to you by Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge. No one covers pro football like Sacktown Sports, and there's no place better to enjoy it than with over 80 screens at Twin Peaks and their ice-chilled 29-degree drafts at the 5 p.m. happy hour kickoff.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health, and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The hot weather is coming. Is your HVAC system ready for it? Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating make sure it is. Get to Lee'sAirPlumbingandHeating.com. Check out their $99 HVAC tune-up special. And let me tell you why Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating is the way to go. They took care of me when our heater collapsed over the winter, and Lee's set us up with a great new HVAC system that is providing comfort, value, and quality. Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating take care of you. License number 635355.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SacktownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Ram Truck Month is back. Chad, what kind of deals are happening at Hoblet?
Right now, save up to $17,000 off MSRP on the hard-to-find new 2024 Ram 2500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. We have hundreds of new Ram Heavy Duties available with huge savings, including on the new 2025 Ram Heavy Duties. One of many reasons we are California's #1 Ram truck dealer.
Okay, what kind of selection are we talking about?
We have over 300 new Ram Heavy Duties available, including the all-new 2025 Ram Heavy Duties everyone's buzzing about. With more arriving daily, it's a full-on Ram takeover. If you've been thinking about a new Ram Heavy Duty, now is the time, especially with potential tariffs that could impact the pricing soon.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$17,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 2500 Bighorns after $79.72 factory rebates and $90.28 dealer discount. Rebates include $500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders. To this net savings, sample VIN 395, 300, and 396 633. See dealer for details.
flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Always love talking to our next guest. You know, in the 40 years of Sacramento Kings basketball, as we were saying before the break, only 4 men have coached them into the postseason. And one of them joins us now, former Kings and Warriors coach, former Warrior general manager, the saintly one, Gary St. Jean. How are you today, Coach?
I'm good, fellas. How you doing up there?
We're doing fine. And I got to tell you, Saint, it's been great seeing you up here now and then. We're always glad to see you out at the Golden One Center. But listen, we're looking ahead, of course, to the Kings and the Mavericks tomorrow. And so I'm just wondering, you know, Mavericks with the crazy year they've been through, when you and your son, Greg, coach, assistant coach, what was it like when you guys found out, when he told you perhaps, hey, the Lakers are getting Luka? How surprised were you?
I didn't believe him. He called up. He said, Dad, you won't believe it. And, of course, he was with him in Dallas for a couple of years and loves him. But he also loved Davis, too, and Christie. So that trade there, we can't give you the verdict right now. We got to see how healthy Davis stays in the future. And obviously they've got a great front line, and they're really banking on their defense and see how they do in the future. But, you know, the Lakers got to start them. But, you know, I just don't know if they're big enough at the 5 spot to take care of business against some of these teams.
Gary St. Jean joining us. When you look at what the Kings have been able to had to navigate, I guess, through this season to finish 40 and 42, ninth seed, how would you remark on how they've come out of this through 82 games?
Well, it's been a roller coaster ride. And, you know, these things happen in the NBA. You know, you have to make change sometimes to just kind of get things going in the right direction. Mike Brown's a hell of a basketball guy. I've known him for about 35 years and a lot of respect for him. And Doug, I know very, very well. And I think Doug started off well. And then you got the injuries. And this is tough now going against the Dallas team. And, you know, you're not going to have Monk. And I think if he was healthy, you've got a distinct advantage in the backcourt. I think the backcourt is going to determine the outcome of the game. And so that's a shame. You want to be healthy in the playoffs. And but with that said, the Kings fans will be there, bells, whistles, and how about the cowbells? And I hope the heck they win. You guys know I'm cheering for them all the time.
Yeah, it's Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason here, Drive Guys, catching up with Gary St. Jean. Saint, today happens to be the 2-year anniversary of Game 1 between the Warriors and the Kings in that 7-game series.
Oh.
And, you know, a lot of people who are in the building for that say, wow, they'd never heard anything like it. But I know when you had your first home game, could you tell that story again, what it sounded like when you guys had your first home game in 96 against Seattle at the old Arco?
96, we're going.
Wow.
Yeah. Guys, you shouldn't give the date. I tell you guys, and I say this and I say it down here, they all brag about the Warrior fans. If you give me a couple beers or a glass of wine, I'm going to debate and tell them that the Kings fans are every bit as loud or better. I'm going to share with you, we came back after a split up there in Seattle against Peyton and Tremp and all those great guys. And we come back, we land on round ball 1, and we get off the plane, and there's probably 1 o'clock in the morning. There's probably 250, 300 people at the standing against the fence.
Wow.
We all got off the plane, and we were in shock. And then we fast forward to the game, and then, you know, players go out 20 minutes. They put it on the clock, and the players go out and warm up. And the coaches are sitting there, and you hear all this noise, and you're like, what the heck's going on? So I think it was Eddie Jordan and Mike Bratz went out, and they said, Saint, you won't believe it. They just won't sit down. They give them a standing ovation for the whole 20-minute warm-up. Now, I had never heard of that. I was in like 90 playoff games, and I was in absolute shock. I mean, it was electric. And, you know, we didn't win, but my gosh, that town was on fire. I remember we had a rally at the State House steps and, you know, just great memories.
Hey, Saint, we know how great this fan base is, the support, the crowd, how loud it is in the arena. But then I look at what the Kings did this season, 20-21 at home, same exact record as on the road. What is it about some teams or this team where, they just can't capitalize on a home court advantage? And how big is that going into tomorrow's game?
Well, here's a simple theory that if you got a good team, Nelly told us this years ago, probably in the 80s. If you can win 30 at home and you go 500 on the road, then you're going to have more than 50 wins. 50 wins to me is a heck of a season. That's like a benchmark. And so 30, you know what? That team, you had a lot of stuff going on. But with that said, they could have done better at home. There isn't any doubt about it. If you go out on the road and you win 20, that's a nice piece of work.
Right.
So it was streaky. And so what's got to happen here? We know who's got to play great. Sabonis has got to have a huge game, maybe a triple-double. And, I just love DeRozan. Stop telling me he's got to make threes. Just let him do his thing from the mid-range. And Levine, you hope that he has a really hot streak going. Last week he had a game, with 8 threes? And when he drives to the hole, he's great. Who's been a big key in Monk's injury for me is Ellis. He reminds me a little bit. How tall do you guys think he is? 6'4"?
Well, he's listed at 6'4", but now he's listed at 6'6". So it's one of those things. He's probably about 6'3", 6'4". Yeah.
Hey, fellas, I'm getting old, but the old eyes still work a little bit. I'm looking at this guy and I said, wait a minute, he's not 6'6".
Right.
So I was going to compare him. This is a compliment. I was going to compare him to Randy Brown.
Wow.
You talk about toughness, athletic, compete, play defense. And to me, that was something that the team needed, a real defensive presence. You need a guy like that. And, I loved Valanciunas having a double-double the last game. Dallas, guys, is big up front. I don't know how healthy Gafford, Lively, or Davis are, but that's big.
Yeah.
My gosh. So what do you do with a team like that? If you get your defensive rebounds, you get steals or deflections, get the heck in the open floor. I think the Kings are unique with Sabonis running the break in the middle. I absolutely love that. And then on the other side, Ledger in the half court, pick out somebody that you think you got an advantage. Run pick and roll. Get those big guys away from the basket. A guy like Davis who really controls the paint. And really have a sound game plan as to how you're going to play against him. You let him just hang in the paint, he's going to block a lot of shots. Now, he'd prefer to shoot jump shots. But if he gets down on that left box, you got to have a game plan what you're going to do. Are you going to double him on the bounce? You're going to double him if he comes middle to the left shoulder. That guy is very capable of having a huge game. The Mavericks' weakness is in the backcourt. Dinwiddie is very, 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 that's 3 varies, very streaky. Don't let him hit his first couple. And the Christie kid that they got from the Lakers, really nice young player. So I'm excited. If you guys need me, I'll be on the couch tonight watching the Warriors and tomorrow night watching the Kings. MJ is to the point now with the Laker games. My wife, she won't even sit in the same room with me.
Well, Saint, how about the Warriors tonight? They, wobbled a little bit down the stretch. Maybe they're fatigued. Draymond says no, but how do you think they match up with Memphis tonight?
Well, the first thing you point at is those 3 key guys and their age, and you're saying, geez, are they a little bit fatigued?
Yeah.
Well, they did a great job playing them about 33 minutes in the average game in the regular season, but they've upped their minutes, and then they had the overtime affair. I'm concerned. I am. But I am going to tell you, playing at home, you guys know is huge, and they've got 2 cracks at this thing. There's 3 key players. If you talk about Green and Butler and Curry, well, with that team, you got Morant, and if you guys can tell me what the heck he's going to do, you got a crystal ball. his just focus to me is subpar. That guy should be playing much, much better than he has been. And I know he's been plagued by injuries. I love Bane. I think Bane's a big-time two-guard. I think there's a mistake not going to him more. And Jaren Jackson Jr. Is a really big-time defender. He can knock down a three, and he's really good using his left hand in the paint. His dilemma, and Draymond talked about this because they both went to Michigan State, he fouls too much. I don't want you sitting next to me. I need you tonight for 38 minutes out there. And if he's out there, he's key. And I think Aldama, how do you say his name? Aldama?
Asante
Aldama.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that kid. He's got a skill game. They're banged up a little bit. I think the kid Wells that went to Sonoma State, I think he's hurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had a bad fall. And I don't know Brandon Clark's status. He's a heck of an athlete. But their depth is suspect. What do you got to do against them? You got Zach, the big kids, 87-4. What are you going to do with him? Get him the heck out of the paint. Make him defend the pick and roll, elbow action, all that kind of stuff. His strength is when he can just plank down there and block shots and rebound. So these are two sets of great games. I might watch the first one. I don't know. Depends. I might have to take care of the grandsons, but I'm not as interested in Atlanta and Orlando. I might be outside playing horse or 21 with my grandson, William.
There you go. Yeah, we took down all the notes on both teams so we can pass them along. Should the Kings win, they'll be playing the loser this game, Saint. So we appreciate it.
Is that how this works?
Yeah, we get the loser if we beat Dallas, yes.
Yeah.
Well, for gosh sakes, I don't want that to happen where the Kings and Warriors play. No, I don't like that. Or I tell you guys, I did not want the Lakers to play the Warriors. My heart is so tied into these teams, and I'm looking and I'm saying, hey, man, you don't want to play against Steph Curry. Yeah. You just don't want to do it. And so what do they get? They get Minnesota. My God, they're huge, and you got Edwards, and let's keep people think he's the next Michael Jordan. Well, that means that I've got 30 years off, and I can still dunk.
Saint, you're the best. We appreciate it as always. We hope to talk to you again soon here before these playoffs are all done.
Let's talk some more playoffs with the Kings in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate it.
See you guys.
All right, Gary St. Jean, when we come back. Who wants KD when you can maybe get Zion? I know Drapes is excited about that possibility next.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning? RV wins! Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast? RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match.
See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
If you love golf but don't want to play the same 18 holes over and over, at Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, you get 27 holes of variety, so every round feels fresh. And with a Premier Club membership, you'll enjoy unlimited golf with a cart, unlimited range use, exclusive discounts, and 2 complimentary guest passes to share the experience. With pristine conditions, a scenic layout, and an award-winning reputation, Timber Creek and Sierra Pines is Sacramento's #1 rated golf destination. Stop waiting. Become a Premier Club member today at timbercreekgc.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and advanced fiber solutions, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Switch today and ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig speed package. Offer ends 4/21/25. New customers only with a 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float-over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Doors have been around since 1974. They're family-owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door Service is their #1 priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help, whether it's a garage door tune-up, repair, or replacement you need. They'll take care of you at National Garage Door. 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554. National Garage Door.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
In the Chateau, hearing from a fan or two that was at that game that Gary St. Jean was talking about, 1996, the first home game for the Kings in that playoff series, and the place just standing.
Yeah.
How about that? Never heard of that before. Standing ovation during the warm-ups. I always love talking to Saint.
Nice Saint impersonation right there. Impression. Pretty good.
That.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Saint, if the Kings win, they got to play the loser, the Warriors, or the Grizzlies. Is that how that works? Oh, I don't want that. He's such a nice guy.
Awesome.
He was with the Bucks for a long time with Nelly. He's one of Nelly's assistants. So, and he's a very accomplished Kings coach. So excited about this, Drapes. Tomorrow we'll get here soon enough. We're excited about that. I'm really looking forward to the games tonight, especially the Warrior game.
Yeah, you think this? I
I
actually like the first matchup too, Hawks and Magic.
I
think you got some star power in that matchup, and then Warriors Memphis. Like, talk about the star power in that. Ja against Steph Curry, and I'm a big Ja fan in terms of his basketball skills. Like, I think he's a franchise caliber player. He's one of those guys, and I'll be tuned in tonight, no doubt about it.
Are there any of the teams in the play-in that you think are like feeling good that they're in the play-in? I would think the Bulls probably are, right?
Yeah, Bulls were where
maybe
they started.
Hawks, maybe.
Maybe.
Nobody in the West is feeling great about
nobody else. Yeah, they had higher expectations. Bulls probably. It seems like the Bulls always are in the play-in, right?
Right.
With DeMar and Zach, and now Josh Giddey and those guys. How about our boy Kevin Huerter back in the play-in as well? So, yeah, it's I think to your point on the West, even the Warriors, 7th seed, great season. They were on a roll. They thought Jimmy Butler, we're definitely going to be top 6. And now even they're in the play-in.
Yeah. Yeah, not an easy game for them.
You know what's interesting? Those teams, the 7-8 teams in the West, are like, we need to abolish the play-in.
Yes.
Like, because
in the old days they'd be it.
Think about it. And this is just, me saying this just to illustrate something. Let's say Dallas makes it all the way through. You got a 39-win team in the playoffs and a 48-win team sitting at home. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, though. Would that 48-win team get a lottery pick then?
No, because if you're in the playoffs, you're not in the lottery.
But that's what I'm saying. What if Memphis loses out and doesn't make the playoffs?
I
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, you see, they could be getting a lottery
shot,
pick, right?
You would have a shot, yeah.
Right.
Not a great shot, but yeah, you'd have that, what is that, 0.4 chance?
0.5 or something like you said yesterday, which would be crazy to think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Knowing the Warriors, they would get it too, right? Knowing the league, if they happen to get bounced and get a lottery pick or something like that, they would get it.
The play-in has been a huge success.
I think it has. You look at, first of all, us on our side, Dallas, us, even, Phoenix to an extent had meaningful games late in the season. And then you look at, what's happening in the East. I think it has been a success. Like I said, but those teams, Warriors and Memphis, are like, this sucks. We shouldn't have to play it. We're clearly better than the other two teams on the other side there. So, yeah, it's interesting.
I remember when I first heard about the play-in, and I think they introduced that plan at the same time they said, we're going to have an in-season tournament. I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. But one of the initial pushbacks was, wait a minute, you could have a really bad team that from 10th that finds its way in to the point you just made.
Right.
However, it really hasn't been an issue to this point.
No, it hasn't been an issue. Hasn't been an issue. I think it could be an issue this year. Like I said, if Dallas somehow gets in 39 wins and Memphis or Golden State is left out at 48 wins.
What if not the 10 seed, but what if the 9 seed in the West gets
in?
It's in and advances.
They would have an issue too, though. I'm saying Golden State would be like, we played 82 games. We deserve this spot. And they'd have a point, but the rules are the rules.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Got to take care of your business.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are already talking about KD and where he's going to go.
Yes.
Because it looks like he is going to be on the move. And so people are going back to the deadline, looking at the teams that were interested in KD. And we'll get to all that. I'm sure we'll be talking about that a lot. But Kyle Draper, if I'm not mistaken, Kyle Draper's more excited about something that Sam Amico posted today.
Now, I didn't say anything, right? I just brought it to the attention of the group.
But I know you and I know how you feel about this guy, which is, I understand.
Yeah, Sam Amico, however you pronounce his name.
Right, Amico.
Amico, yeah, he came out with a story. According to a report, Pelicans ownership will mandate Joe Dumars to trade Zion Williams.
Uh-oh! We've been talking about Zion, the hypotheticals involving Zion and the Kings for years.
I'll tell you what, Whitey. Sign me up on the first day of the month, the second week of the month, Christmas Day, New Year's Day. It don't matter. Any day of the week, I'm saying let's go get Zion. Because here's why. And I think Jay will agree with me on this. Jay, jump in on this. The NBA, it has been proven you need to have a guy.
Yeah.
A top 10 talent, a top 10 kind of player. Zion has that potential. And it may be where we're at a point now where we may have to risk or gamble to go try. Because that guy is not coming by way of draft right now. That guy is not coming by way of free agency. We may have to. I'm going to put Zion and Ja Morant in the same bucket, Whitey. If Memphis is looking to move on from Ja Morant, sign me up right now because we need a guy. I'm talking a guy, a face of the league kind of guy, not a good player, not an all-star player. I'm talking about an MVP caliber player, and I think both those guys have that potential.
As I was thinking about it today, it reminded me in some ways, not always, so don't jump on me for saying this, but in some ways it reminded me of the circumstances under which the Kings acquired Chris Webber. There are a lot of differences, but to your point, they needed that guy. And I was like, that worked out. There he is. It was a desperate move and it worked out. And yes, again, there are a lot of differences in the situation and in the players. I know. But I understand that. Now, do you think that since Joe Dumars is the one who is now, he's been ordered essentially to trade Zion, Joe Dumars used to be here.
Yeah.
Does that in any way, shape, or form give the Kings anything resembling even a little bit of a leg up?
I don't think so.
He was here.
Nah, but Joe Dumars ain't going to give you any favors or,
But it just might facilitate things. Maybe.
Whitey, this Joe Dumars we talking about. He knows everybody in the league. He has relationships with everybody. I know you want to. No, are you interested in Zion? That's the question.
Yeah.
I'm all in, big fella. Are you interested?
Yeah, because I agree with your overarching point, which is you need that guy. And, there's no sure thing here, but if Zion's available, he could be that guy. He could transform your whole franchise. He might not, but it's a chance you have to take.
And I go back, Drake, you've been saying this for a while, distressed asset.
Yes, that's what I was
just
thinking.
He is a distressed asset.
Right. That's the thing, Jay.
That's what's Chris Webber.
A la Webber, right.
Yeah.
Right. We need, because here's the thing. Zion is not going to take that Godfather 5 first rounds, 3 players. He's not at that level right now. His weight obviously has been an issue. Availability has been an issue. It might be like a couple of first round picks, second one of them protected or something like that, and a couple of players. Like Zion, to me, when he plays, and I know that's a big if, when he plays, is a top 10 player in this league, in my opinion.
He didn't play many games this year, but he could have played more.
Yeah, that's the thing about that. We need to investigate that story.
I think he only played 30, but there was a lot of games where he was a healthy scratch.
Right, and he said he wanted to play, but the organization has kept him out. And so I don't think this year Zion's games played is a reflection of him not being in shape or anything like that, because he was playing well. He looked good. When he played body-wise, he looked good.
So he's making next year 39.4, 26, 27, 42 million, 27, 28, 44.8. Then he's unrestricted. So you're going to have to part with obviously some pricey assets in order to have a shot to land him and fit him into what you're doing.
Dude, I don't care what it takes. You get the guy and then you build around it after that. And Campio says, Kings are on their way up. Why take on possible problems? You agree with that? Are they on their way up, Whitey? No. Or are we plateauing? Like, are we stagnant right now?
Hamster wheel.
Right. To me, on the way up means now you make a swing for a big-time player, if distressed asset, if you will, whether it's Ja or whether it's Zion. I think now might be the time this offseason to do something radical, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Kenny Bean says, I don't agree with this, but I think it's funny. 25% of Zion is 4 times better than 100%.
That's messed up. Nah. Come on now. The best ability is availability, and that's one thing about Keegan. He had some injuries this year, but most of the time he's available. So I'm not going to do that to my guy.
Yeah. Ritvik asks, who would we even trade besides DeMar? That's a great question, but where you're coming from, Drapes, is you figure that out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's Monty and Paul and those guys at Phil. If we're talking about the talent, the player, I don't care what it takes. Get the guy. I'm at a point now where it is proven in the NBA, Whitey, and Kings fans, you can weigh in on this, 916-339-1140. You have to have a guy to win a championship. Right now, we're still looking for that.
What is the one offseason move the Kings must make? What's the one move you would make if you could dictate that for the Kings? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We'll be right back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
What up, fellow Gen Xers? Elizabeth Banks here. As the original Latchkey kids, we took things into our own hands, like house keys and video game controllers. And now it's time for us to do it again, because the recommended age to get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. We're at over 6 times greater risk compared to adults under 50. So go to vaxassist.com and schedule. Gen X, this is our shot. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places that I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, a huge spring savings for you today. Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Skeeter here, Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. Hey, it's my favorite week of the year, Mosquito Awareness Week. Yep, the spring and warm weather means the little suckers are starting to breed and bite. Gotcha. So it's time to fight the bite. Once a week, drain standing water from flower pots, bird baths, dog dishes, and at dawn and dusk, start using insect repellent outside and wear long clothes, because these skeeters are out for blood.
The Sacramento Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite. For more information, go to fightthebite.net.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
NBA play-in tournament tipping off this evening. Kings, of course, playing Dallas tomorrow. If the Kings win that game, they will play Friday, the loser of tonight's Warriors-Grizzlies game. So we're excited about that, but also looking ahead to the offseason. An offseason that I think we can all agree, Kyle, there's probably going to be a very active offseason for the Kings. It's going to be a lot happening one way or the other.
Yeah, I think so. And rightfully so. I mean, I don't think we're at a point where you just sprinkle in a couple of extra more role players and think you got a championship, unless the organization is trying to slow play. Is this a 2, 3, 4 year plan? You know, if we're talking about being contenders next year, I think you got to do something bold.
There's been a lot of movement, obviously, in front offices and in coaching circles. And today, Sam Amico, posted that Pelicans ownership will mandate Joe Dumars, who has a job in New Orleans. Joe Dumars, trade Zion Williamson. That obviously could go a lot of ways. Kyle Draper, I know, has been championing the idea of bringing Zion Williamson here one way or the other for a long time. Now it looks like it might actually be something that Kings could pursue if they chose to. Obviously, they're more concerned with the task at hand, but we don't have to worry about that. we can talk about the offseason and Zion Williamson. But we have a number of people weighing in on the chateau that are not excited about that necessarily. Amidrock, if you keep moving pieces around on the squad, you don't get that stability. Look at the Stockton Kings as an example. Those cats have been balling for the past 3 years with 3 different coaches. Campio says in the past the Kings would take on a player like Zion. It didn't help the franchise. Stay away from Zion. There's plenty of young talent in this draft, and I think they speak for a lot of fans.
Well, first of all, let me say to Amidrock, you can't compare the G League to the NBA. It's totally different. It's in the NBA, you have to have a superstar, not just a star. You got to have a superstar. Zion moves the needle. Zion, Whitey, and I'm gonna get outside of our what we're talking about. Zion kind of single-handedly resurrected the card industry. Remember when he came out, basketball card, his card was so hot, like the interest. So he's a superstar. You can't compare that to the G League and the Stockton Kings. Shout out to them. Congrats, fellas, on winning that championship. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, when it comes to who else was it? Campio? Name me a player, Whitey. You tell me. At 24 years old that the Kings brought in, who hasn't even hit his prime in the last 15 to 20 years. Who he's saying is comparable. I don't C Webb had the injury issues coming in.
Right. Right. Yeah. And you need to, at some point, if you're going to get going and actually make headway in the very competitive West and in the NBA, you need, like Drape says, like anybody who knows who follows this, you need your guy. And, the Kings have a number of guys that are really good. Do they have the guy? Zion Williamson would be a huge risk. A lot of people point that out. It's a big risk. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're already behind the 8 ball in acquiring that guy because you're not going to, unless you hit the lottery jackpot, you're not going to be able to draft those guys. You're not going to have access to those type of players. And we can all say, well, you can get that guy maybe at 14 or 15. You rarely, if ever, get that guy.
Get that guy.
At that. So if you have a chance to get the guy, and it would transform your whole franchise, hopefully for the better, but I think it'd be a risk that you would be prudent to pursue.
Well, and here's the thing too, Whitey. People who talk about Zion's injury history, which is well documented. Last season, he did play 70 games.
Right.
Like, and like I said, and we talked about this, what occurred this season to me is totally different than his previous injuries. To me, this was an organizational decision. Once all their injuries started to pile up, they realized we probably aren't going anywhere. Zion even said it during the season that it's the organization that's telling him not to play back-to-backs and things like that. And so I think he's his value is the lowest it's probably ever been. And this is the time, if you're Sacramento, you strike on a big fish like that.
What we're talking about here, this topic really underscores what a fragile state the Kings are in, because who would even be making this decision? You're not sure who your coach is going to be. And by the way, I know a lot of people would say the one thing I would do is I would keep Doug Christie. We'll see if they do that. Hopefully Monty's around. We don't know if Monty's going to be around. So you don't even know necessarily who's going to be making these big decisions. So we can talk here in the abstract about, Zion would be great. We're not sure who actually is going to be in charge of making a huge decision like that.
Right.
And it's almost upon us.
It's in after the season, I would imagine things will have to happen quickly.
Yeah.
Doug, what's his future? Monty, what's his future? You got the draft lottery coming up. You got the draft. Like, you need to have those things in place as you go forward, and think about it like this. Let's say Monty, is the GM here. Well, hell, we need to know that. He needs to know that. So we know what organizational philosophy we want going forward. You can't make a move after the draft, after free agency starts, because whoever you bring in might not align with the moves you just made. So I imagine things will happen quickly here after the season.
Amidrock comes back with a question. Levine and Debo are not considered that superstar?
They're stars.
Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know for a fact, but I think some in the Kings organization think Levine could be that guy. I don't think he's that guy, like the guy you build everything around. I think they may think he is, but I don't think so.
Well, let me ask you this, though, because I look at Boston and I always go back to Is Jaylen Brown that guy you build around? I don't even know if Jaylen Brown is, even though he won Finals MVP. Like, if you put Jaylen Brown on Charlotte by himself, sorry, Jay, to bring up your squad, but does he elevate? No, I don't know. To me, there's only like 6, 7, 8 of those guys in the league.
Tatum's one of them, right?
Tatum is one of them.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I view Zach LaVine sort of as a Jaylen Brown type, a very good 1B, and occasionally can be that guy like we saw Jaylen Brown was in the finals, in the Eastern Conference Finals. But in terms of MVP talk, Jaylen Brown's not ever in the MVP conversation, but he's a damn hell of a good player, Hall of Fame trajectory. And so that's how I view Zach LaVine.
I know there's a lot of talk about KD getting moved because it looks like he will be getting moved. So there's been talk that some of the teams that were interested in him at the deadline included Minnesota, Miami, the Knicks, Houston, San Antonio. We'll see where that all goes. But my point is this, do we know? I don't know. Do we know how much interest there has been in Zion? It's difficult to gauge because he's never been on the open market, but there's probably going to be significant interest.
Yeah, I would think so. And here's the thing too, Whitey. Different front offices have different views on Zion. Like, some people are all about analytics. What do the analytics say with Zion? I don't know. I have to look him up. Some people are like, man, like me, this dude, when he's on the floor. Also, if you want to talk about his medicals, maybe you get him into whether it's the Kings medical staff is one of the best in the league or whoever. Like, I look at guys that used to play in Phoenix. Remember, for the longest, Phoenix was viewed as, their medical staff tops in the league.
Shaq went there and he was reborn. Steve Nash was resuscitated.
Could that happen with Zion here or wherever that may be? You know what I mean? I look at the Pelicans. They've had injuries the last few years. What's going on? Like Jay would always say about the Niners, the medical staff and the nutrition and all that. What's going on down there in New Orleans? Because every year they're victimized by injuries.
Yeah.
Sign me up, Whitey. Bring Zion to sack.
You just have to slow down a little bit.
All right.
You're probably right, but you have to realize there's tremendous risk involved. And is there a way where you can check his medicals? Is there a way you can be sure that he would be all for that? If he was like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, you run his medicals, right?
Yeah.
And you got to make sure he buys in. Here's the issue too with the Kings is that I go back to the Jimmy Butler conversation. We didn't have the infrastructure to handle a guy like Jimmy Butler. The question is, do we have that to handle a guy like Zion? I don't want Zion to come here and just start calling his shots and doing whatever he wants. He needs to be held accountable. Do we have that here in Sacramento? That's another question.
Campy says, we'll tell you what Campy says when we come back. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Would you rather have KD or Zion here? We're allowed to dream a little bit. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper. You know I'm a big guy, right, everybody? So sometimes, even my SUV or sedan, I want a little more space. Maybe I want to take the fellas to the football game or to the basketball game. Maybe I want to go golfing. Well, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has the perfect solution. They have a Vans Fleet Center, and they understand your business needs. They understand your personal needs as well. They have a great inventory and a huge selection, and plus, they have the perfect van to power your fleet, including the new fully electric e-Sprinter, alongside those reliable diesel options. So if you're looking for a new van just for personal reasons or even for your business fleet, head on over to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And get this, you can take advantage of their exclusive limited time 0% APR financing offer for up to 60 months on select models. So head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online at mbfstockton.com and tell them Drape sent you.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
We're just talking about this report from Sam Amico that Joe Dumars, who used to be with the Kings, he's taken over in New Orleans. He has been handed a mandate to trade Zion Williamson. First of all, that hasn't been confirmed, but we're assuming that there's something to that.
He's a good reporter. He's long-time NBA guy.
He's been around for a while.
Long time. Yeah. It looks like people responding so far in the chateau and on the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Not in favor of this potential move, Drapes.
I don't understand what people are thinking. I just, here's a guy that's 24 years old, about to be 25 in July, has shown some promise, tremendous upside. Now, if you don't believe as an organization you can handle a guy like Zion, you don't believe your medical staff is the best in the business, then I don't know what to tell you. But I'm of belief a change of scenery would do Zion wonders, and same thing with John Morant. I think it would do him wonders. And so somebody on the text line says when Zion played 70 games last season, 70 games is still missing 15% of the games. I tell you, in today's NBA, if you get a superstar to play 70, that's solid. I'll take that, Whitey. In terms of load management and bumps and bruises, 70 games. The NBA says 65 is all you got to play to qualify. So Zion would qualify for all NBA with 70 games.
Yeah, not everybody is Gary Gerald doing every game.
Right. Dude, that dude's an Iron Man, right? Cal Ripken out here.
Yeah, Chris Paul, too, this year.
All 82?
Yeah.
Which is at his age, too.
Yes.
38, I think he is, or something like that. And so, no, I'm all in on Zion. I think as an organization, you have to say, okay, what's our core? Let's say it's Zach, DeMar, and Domas. Do you believe that's good enough to win a championship? Because like we've said, to win a title, you got to have a guy, a top 10 guy in the league. Do you believe any of our guys are that as an organization? And if you do, all right, then we're good. But if you don't, you got to strike somehow.
Yeah, I'm not buying into it. I know that when DeMar and Zach have been on the floor together, both of them are outstanding players. Both of them have established themselves as excellent players, and they have great resumes. But I believe the Kings are losing the minutes when they're both on the floor. So, all right, then that, to me, it's pretty apparent that's probably not, going forward, that's not what you want to do. Make the best of it now and maybe get into the playoffs, and who knows. But to me, that's not it. You need something else. And I don't think Domas, just being honest, Domas, is he the guy? Is he your centerpiece that you can build a championship team around? I don't think he is. And he's a real asset. He's a fine player, but he's not that guy. And if you're going to really make headway, you have to find that guy one way or the other.
Yeah, I agree. You got to find that guy. And Val Venice says, if we're going to try to get somebody like that, we need to get Giannis over Zion. Those are two entirely different categories, first of all. If you're going after Giannis, you're emptying the cupboard. Your cupboards are going to be bare. All your draft picks, all your key players, like the Bucks, are going to want everything. Zion is that distressed asset where you go to the thrift store, you buy the diamond ring, you bring it home, you shine it up, and it's like, ooh, look what I found. You Shinya's ring. You don't understand that right now. I'm joking. But seriously, he's a distressed asset that you might be able to get for the cheap.
Yeah, so you're willing to assume that risk in order to get a guy for less than what he normally would cost, whereas the majority of fans we're hearing from are like, I don't want any part of that risk.
Then where do you go?
Right. Where do you do?
I'd ask the fans, 916-339-1140. Then how do you obtain that person? Because even in the form of, oh, well, we'll tank. Okay, well, even if you were tanking, you weren't getting a top 10 pick, probably more or less. because you were already kind of too far ahead. Hey, where do you go? And even if so, I continue to ask about, draft when it comes to the draft. Team hasn't really shown and proven that they can draft superstars, right? And then the second part of that is if you're going to obtain a superstar, which we've seen on the move way more lately, fellas, we've definitely seen superstars jump around. To me, you see superstars jump around who are kind of 30 and beyond, not 22, 30. You rarely see a 23-year-old superstar jump around. And I think that's where Drapes, please correct me if I'm wrong, we're talking about guys who could be a superstar, who could be on the caliber of a top 20 guy. It's just you need a little luck to come with it.
Yeah, you're just not going to be able to build through the draft unless you commit to that. And the only way you commit to that is by saying, we're going to have 4 or 5 really rough years here.
Yes.
And I don't think Vivek has any appetite for that.
And on top of that, this the other thing, because I think when you say you're going to dive deep and really tank, you need to beef up the scout department. You need to get some of those guys that are really out and hunting for international guys.
Right.
Like, I don't really know. And Drapes, please let me know. I haven't really found out about the Kings international scout team. I don't really know if we're all the way, across the world
I
trying
do
to
know
dive
guys
deep,
have
super
gone.
dive.
Yes,
yeah,
100%.
okay.
I'm just talking with a guy last week who spent the last 3 weeks overseas.
Okay, there you
scouting.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah, we know they were scouting Mr. Vazenko.
Yeah,
right.
We know about that too.
They had already obtained his rights pretty much at the time.
They did.
They were trying to figure out if they want to bring him. What I'm saying is you got to go find that talent right now that no one else is looking for.
Right. But even to that, even if you were to decide to tank, there's risk in that too, because it doesn't always work.
Yeah, exactly. And people are saying, well, we should go get Trae Young or Giannis over Zion. Those are 2 different categories. The Hawks aren't. Trae Young's not a distressed asset. You got to clear the cupboards to get a Trae Young. Same thing with Giannis. Zion, you might be able to get for pennies on the dollar versus those other guys and the competition around the league. If the Bucks say Giannis is open for business, is going to be traded, dude, every team, like Celtics might even offer Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, and 3 first-rounders or something like that.
Well, a team like the Nets has literally been planning for him to become available for years.
Yes.
They've been working on that.
Right.
So you have to get to the back of the line as far as that goes too.
Right. You got the Nets. Shoot, OKC, if they were interested, could put together a nice package for the guy. And so I'm looking at the guy where some teams look at, I don't know if he fits what we're trying to do.
Yeah, he's not for you.
He's not.
I know you step in front of the line.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'll take him.
Yeah.
I'll bid on him. And so that's where I think, or Kings fans, are you okay with us slowly building, tweaking this current roster, or tearing it down to the studs? To me, those are our 3 options, Whitey. You take a big swing for the fence right now. Go get a Zion. Go get a Ja this offseason.
You put KD in that category or no?
Nah, I don't, because KD to me is really on the back end. I'm looking at a distressed 24, 25-year-old that can give you 10 more years, 7 more years. KD probably has 2 more years. So either you swing for the fences and get a Ja or a Zion. B, you're okay with running it back and making some small tweaks to the roster.
Maybe winning 47.
And maybe winning 47, being a 5 seed or something. Or C, you bottom it out. Those are our choices, I feel like.
When it comes to Zion, what would you say would be your biggest concerns? And we know you've said you're in. We get that. But, obviously there are things you'd be worried about. What would be your biggest concern?
Leadership. Leadership. Locker room. Get on my back, boys. Face of the franchise. I'm not as worried about the injury history, motivation. I'm talking about if he's going to be the guy, he has to set the tone to an extent. That's why you got to pair him with another guy like that, somebody that can push him like that. Like, I look at that New Orleans team last year. They actually had a decent season. They were, 7th, I think they finished.
I think they won 49?
49 games. Yeah, they were right there. Exactly. And so when I look at what they did last year, the Ingram and the Zion, it actually was a pretty decent season for them. So he's shown the ability to play winning basketball. I just think there's too much baggage going on down there in New Orleans right now. They're looking to hit the eject button, and I'm saying, bring them here.
The thing that I'd look into first is going back the year before last year, if I have my timeline right. Remember, he got hurt, and they still played really well, got into the play-in, got out of the play-in, and got into the playoffs, and he watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Remember, they were a really scrappy team.
Yeah.
Then you fast forward to parts of last year, as you said. Remember talking to your guy, Antonio Daniels,
AD.
about how there's some, or maybe it was this year, there was questions about his buy-in.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I see, Whitey, is, and I'm from afar, I'm not on the inside, obviously, but I see a guy that lost faith in the organization. I see a guy that felt betrayed at times by the organization. And so when that trust has eroded, dude, we had it here with De'Aaron Fox. Let's call it what it is. At the end of the day, Fox, felt tired of dealing with whatever was going on in the organization. The Mike Brown firing, enough is enough. I want out. And I feel like for Zion, I feel like it's almost similar where he doesn't trust the organization as much. Look at all the moves they've made. Firing coaches, firing the GM, David Griffin now.
Do you want to hire him? And would that help you or hurt you if you wanted to get? I don't think that necessarily help you, would it?
Nah, I don't know if it would. To get Zion?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. Yeah. He might have been part of the problem. I don't know.
I know. When we come back, more on Zion to the Kings, ? Also, we'll look at somebody's list of the most disappointing players for each NBA team this year, next on Sacktown Sports.
With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and advanced fiber solutions, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Switch today and ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig speed package. Offer ends 4/21/25. New customers only with a 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Michelob Ultra and Carl's Jr. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Skeeter here, Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. Hey, it's my favorite week of the year, Mosquito Awareness Week. Yep, the spring and warm weather means the little suckers are starting to breed and bite. Gotcha. So it's time to fight the bite. Once a week, drain standing water from flower pots, bird baths, dog dishes, and at dawn and dusk, start using insect repellent outside and wear long clothes, because these skeeters are out for blood.
The Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite. For more information, go to fightthebite.net.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls?
I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
The Drive Guys, live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
This is fair since you used the ring analogy for Zion. Drapes and I and Jay are thinking, hey, you got to pursue. If you have a chance to get Zion, if the Pelicans make him available, as it's been reported they will, you gotta make a run at that. Drape says it's like you get the ring and it's not that nice of a ring at the pawn shop, and then you get home and you clean it up. So we have from the 916, Drapes, your wife will hate you for buying some dead lady's ring. We don't want any part of Zion.
How would she know? How would she know? 916? She wouldn't know. You know what I mean? What if she loves it? What if Zion comes here all shined up, looking nice, looking good in that Sacramento Kings uniform? First game dropped 30 and 15. You won't know I got him off the scrap heap, the pawn shop. It doesn't matter.
Hate to disagree with you guys, but Giannis or Trae Young all day over Zion. Trae Young would be a terrible fit on this team. This team right now.
Nah, I'm all for Trae on this team.
On this team?
Yeah, I'm
Who are
all
you
for
getting
this
rid
team.
of? Because there's no way there's enough shots for Trae Young.
Well, DeMar, just contract-wise, it'd be DeMar Levine for sure. But I think what Trae has shown this year, which is I don't have to shoot first, I can pass first. And I think Trae has really come out this year and said to not only NBA circles, but to fans and probably spectators like yourself to say, you know what, Mr. Gleason, I can be a point guard. And guess what? I still could throw up 20 points. And guess what? I still can lead a team that really is not that good. And I should be an all-star, and I probably should be an all-league guy, and I probably can do that in a better city. And I think that's what Trae, he's been very quiet. Think about this. Over the last couple of years, a lot of things have been talked about Trae. You haven't heard a peep from Trae this year. I think he really came out to show people like, hey, I can do this.
Be interesting to see what he does tonight.
Very true.
Yeah. I think for the Kings, and it depends on a lot of things that we don't know yet, moving pieces, I need to focus on size and shooting and defense. And Trae Young doesn't have a lot of size, and he's not a good defender. He's a fine player.
I mean, the question is,
you can move things around maybe and fit him in, but
if you get a guy like Trae Young, if you get Zion, if you get Ja, you're building around them. So whatever else you got on the team doesn't matter because you're going to make the moves to build around them. My question is this, Whitey. Do we have what pieces can compete for a championship when it's time to win a title? Whether it's Trae Young, whether it's Zion, whether it's Ja, whoever your favorite superstar. It could be LeBron James. Who's on the roster that you're going to war with? LeBron James, this guy in an NBA Finals. That's what you have to decide as an organization. Is Zach LaVine that number 2 guy? Is Domas? Can he play at a championship level? Like, that's who we need to decide. Get the guy first, and then I'm going to believe figure everything else out later. The hardest part is getting the guy.
The Kings' best players right now are Domas and LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, right? And I don't know about LaVine. I think maybe I saw some today. He hasn't always had his best games in the biggest games, but DeMar DeRozan has not had a lot of postseason success, and neither has Domas. That doesn't mean they can't, but when you're talking about what you have and building in the future, you have to be aware of that. Those are 2 guys, 2.4. Maybe LaVine, we don't know yet. They haven't played well in the postseason. So when you're trying to build a championship team, they're probably not the guys to build around.
And Zach's only played 4 postseason games. So I'm not going to say, well, he hasn't played well enough. It was 1 season, small sample size. But one thing we do know, Whitey, is Trae Young has played well. He guided his team to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, he did.
He's been the lead dog on an Eastern Conference Finals team. That's more than we can say for any of our guys.
Would you like to know what former Kings general manager Jerry Reynolds thinks of the idea of pursuing Zion Williamson.
Oh, he just texted you, huh?
I texted him first.
Oh, you texted.
Would you have any interest?
Shoot.
Yeah. You want to know?
No, well, I do, but hold up. Let me set it up because Jerry is my guy, and my broadcast partner.
Yes.
We usually see eye to eye on basketball matters. So I'm interested in what he has to say.
Yes. And I will just tell you exactly how I framed it.
Yeah, let me hit it.
Would you have any interest in a potential Kings trade for Zion? Fair
Okay,
enough?
that's yep. No agenda there. No, yeah.
If it's DDR/Lyles plus filler, sure, take a big swing.
I'll tell you what. Me and Jerry, we butt heads a lot. But we see eye to eye on a lot of things. Because here's the thing, Whitey. We're talking about winning the championship, big fella. We're not talking about being an 8th seed, 7th seed, 6th seed. What's our path to winning a championship?
And just to getting significantly better
right
on your way to that.
Right. Exactly. And I look at a guy like Zion, 24 years old, about to be 25, electrifying when he plays, even this season. Like this season, I thought he was healthy this season. For the most part, I thought, and I'm going to text AD, Antonio Daniels, right now.
By the way, Jerry also included the praying hands emoji. And first I thought he was saying thanks, but the more I look at it, I think he's saying good luck. He would do it, but I think he realizes
it's a risk. It's a risk. But here's the thing. What are you risking? What are you really risking? The 9th seed? The 8th seed? What are you really risking?
And remember, I'm with you on this, so I'm in favor of it in theory. But what you're risking is something like that could set you back for years. If it didn't work out, if he wasn't happy, if you committed all the resources and money and effort to getting him and it didn't work out, it'd be a significant price to pay for that. It'd take you a couple of years to get out from under that. I still would want to do it, but there is risk.
There is risk. And the problem is who's going to be around to see that. This isn't trading Luka Doncic. This isn't that. And obviously it's all about what the price is, Whitey. You're not empty. Like, to me, Giannis, Trey, you're empty in the cupboard. You trade for Zion. You still got some things you can do after that, I think, in terms of what the price would be. So it's not emptying your cupboard and, getting rid of every asset, pushing our chips all in. This has to work or we're screwed for the next 5 years. I don't think we're at that point.
Yeah, the number one complaint that I'm seeing here, I don't know what you're seeing, is just that he's just not available enough. And that has been, for the most part, that's fair. That's a real risk. And I know you said 70 last year.
70 games.
This year he was healthy enough to play in a lot more than he did play in. But yeah, with a guy that size, we've never seen anybody like him. I'll never forget when his shoe blew up because that's how strong he is, right?
Yeah.
His shoe just couldn't contain him. So there is, there's injury risk. But yes, the Kings, if they had a shot at that, it would be irresponsible not to look into it.
How about this? Somebody from the 916. I think Keegan could be that guy candidate. But with Levine here, he will probably win out before that happens. Go ahead. Why do I see you shaking your head?
That's just not. I love Keegan, but he's not. No. There's no way a player makes that kind of leap. Can you tell me anybody else who's done that? Who's made that kind of leap? And I like Keegan. He's a real asset. He's a real good player. But can he become that guy? I think we would have some inkling that he could be by now.
Well,
that's my opinion.
Yeah, and here's the issue, because we were having this discussion last year at around this time, and we were looking at Jason Tatum's numbers second year, very comparable to Keegan. But then Tatum made that lump, a la Peja, that leap in year 3. We haven't seen that from Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
He's solid. He's a good player. But in terms of top 10 MVP conversation, we haven't seen
and
that
admittedly,
yet.
It hasn't been a great environment for him to show that.
Right.
Because it's been more like, you're not getting the ball. But still, that would be wonderful. I don't see it. And again, I like Keegan a lot. I don't want to trade him, but him becoming Jason Tatum, I don't see that, Drapes.
Yeah, I'm texting with AD right here about Zion and trying to get what you got there. Something from Jerry again?
Yes, I have lots of risk, but could change the team's future. Then it's this emoji.
He's like, I don't believe I'm saying this. He's like,
the screaming hands over your eyes emoji also. But yes, that's a guy who's been involved in these decisions. He recognizes the situation. I understand the reluctance. And fans like, oh, I don't want to do that. Well, then basically you just want to be pretty good for a while. We'll be okay.
Yeah. Somebody from the 916 says, hey, Johnny K. He says, Kawhi Leonard made the leap.
A little different,
but
though.
Kawhi
You can
Leonard
see
was finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In 2000, what was that? 13, 12, 11, something like that. Yeah, he was finals MVP. Yeah, exactly. And we saw Kawhi, going that route.
I mean, it's certainly possible. I don't see it. It would surprise the heck out of me. If that's your plan, like going forward, we think Keegan will be that guy. I don't think that's a very good plan.
So, texting AD, would you say Zion was relatively healthy this season? That's what I asked.
Leading question.
He played less than 30 games this season. I said, was that because he wasn't healthy or the franchise kept him out? Both. So it's somewhere.
Ooh.
So
might have snuck 50, 60 games
right, he
out.
Might have had 60 or 55.
They were tanking.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's how about this? To Drape's argument, this is from the 707. To Drape's argument on training medical staff, I'd rather go after the proven superstar in Joel Embiid.
What was that? Who's
Joel Embiid, baby?
That poor
MVP?
guy.
Nah, he's done, huh?
I think maybe his just body it happens.
Yeah.
His knee has said, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
You can try to fix it and patch it and get through here or there, but I
and
fear that
Sixers
he's
want a
done.
ransom probably for him too. Like,
Yeah,
he'd have
yeah.
to give up a lot.
He's 31.
Yeah, and he's 31.
And his knee is 51 at least.
Yeah. Zion might be the guy, fellas.
We got
a basketball game to focus on, Whitey.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about all this?
You're kind of glossing over what your guy said there.
No, it's both. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
You know, so he played 30 games. Let's say he was hurt.
Said so he wasn't healthy. Right? He said both.
He said both.
Yeah.
He had some injuries and the organization. So he probably could have played, like Jay said, 55 games, 60 games. I'm taking that, man. But it all depends, too, guys, what you got to give up. There's a price for everything. If it's a bag of chips and 2 second-rounders, sure, bring them on, right? But if it's your whole roster, I don't want to do it. It's all about what you have to give up to get them.
Who was that? Do you remember that, Jay? There was a Kings rookie that said, all I want is soda in a bag of chips. It was Brian Grant said that.
Oh, did he really?
And he ended up signing for a lot more than that. But when you said that, it says, I remember Brian Grant go, I don't want much, just soda and bag of chips.
Soda bag of chips. Just be there.
Drapes and Whitey, if the whisper is Zion wants to get to a big market, what would be his motivation to play hard for us? What would we have to give up? I don't know if that's confirmed. That may be
I haven't
true.
heard that part. Yeah, I haven't heard that
That's
part.
certainly something you have to look into.
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
And if
part.
Zion is kind of, I don't know, then I'm out on it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Drapes.
What?
I don't feel like I can afford to try to convince him, come on, it's going to be great.
I don't know, Whitey. I'm looking at other teams doing that, and Pascal Siakam, for instance, like get him here, and then he's thriving there in Indiana, and so
he wanted to go there, didn't he? He didn't want to come here, but didn't he want to go there?
Yeah. But then when you got the contract and you throw the $300 million in front of him, are you really walking away from that, Zion? Are you really walking away?
He doesn't have to walk away. He could just sit down and enjoy it.
So let me say this real quick here. A lot of players say the same thing about Boston, but then they get to Boston and they love it. Can we not do that here in Sacramento?
We cannot. We are now Boston.
Okay.
Right?
You said that. I didn't say that. You said that.
Right, Mr. Commissioner of the
City of Trees?
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, I ain't going to Boston. Then they go.
Yeah.
And they love it. How do we get to that point?
Well, Boston has a history. I think that's the part of where that kind of separates us. I think, here come the folks from Boston. They getting ready to try to get at me. Sacramento, to me, and I've only been to Boston one time, so I can't speak on this, but I would imagine city for city, it probably compares to a certain person. If you don't want to be in Boston versus want to be in Sacramento or California, I think there's something there. We heard Zach LaVine kind of wanted to be in California. We heard DeMar DeRozan kind of wanted to be in California. I think there's something to that. But as far as the history and what you're going to get from Boston, we can't hold that cake. We don't have that candle.
We don't even, some of that we don't even want.
Well, absolutely.
For sure. All right. So when we come back, the conversation continues on Zion. Would that be a good idea? As Drape says, there is a game tomorrow night.
Got a game to prepare
There's also
for.
some games tonight, and we'll look at the most disappointing player for each NBA team next. Sacktown Sports.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
The word "for" has been used in golf for centuries, and its origins can be traced to the Middle Ages. According to historians, the word "for" is derived from the Old English word meaning before or in front of. In those days, the term was used to warn people of incoming arrows during archery practice. Another theory suggests that "for" has military connections. During the 19th century, artillery officers would yell "for" to warn their troops of incoming shells. This practice may have carried over to golf. The most popular theory, however, is that "for" has Scottish roots. In Scotland, "for-caddy" was used to describe a person who walked ahead of the golfers to spot where their ball landed. The "for-caddy" would then yell "for" to warn the golfers if their ball was heading towards another golfer or a spectator. Today, "for" is used to warn golfers or spectators of an errant shot. Whether it's derived from the Middle Ages, military practice, or Scottish roots, "for" has become an integral part of the game of golf, and now you know why. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
If you've always wanted to be a part of that Jeep life, there's no better time than now than the 2025 Jeep Wrangler. And no one has a better selection than Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Jeep Wrangler has been unmatched in off-road capability for over 80 years. But being a Jeep owner, it's so much more than the performance on and off the road. It's a lifestyle. It's camaraderie. It's the versatility and the customization. The new Jeep Wrangler, it's better than ever. And you won't be able to find a better car buying experience or selection than at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Once again, congratulations to the G League champion Stockton Kings. They were in a nip and tuck battle last night. Then, about halfway through the fourth quarter, they just turned it on, took control of that game. Won the championship,
right?
Even with Mason Jones turning an ankle.
Yeah. Our boy Jay was live tweeting that thing too.
Yeah, man. I quiet as kept. I'm trying to grab somebody. They're supposed to be jumping off the plane at 4:35, is which the
4:25?
4:25, but they got pushed back a little bit.
Oh, did
so now
they?
it's 4:35.
Dog, I'm about to hop in a car and get the phone and fire it up and do it walking with them or something.
No problem.
Like
Well,
that.
they're gonna have interviews available at the airport.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. So I'm trying to work my magic behind closed doors to see if we can grab somebody.
Mhm.
I just dropped Whitey Gleason's name and they were like,
yeah.
think about it.
Maybe that's why the flight was delayed. Right, at least. Yeah,
No, we're
gonna
going to circle around a few times.
Yeah. That was tremendous, though. I know some people said, "Oh, they should light the beam for the Stockton Kings." No, you don't light the beam for anybody else. But that was awesome.
What should they have done? Just did what they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put a flashlight on top of Stockton Arena. I don't know, but just
a flashlight.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
They're gonna have I don't think we've heard the announcement yet, have we? The mayor of Stockton says they're going to do something.
Right.
People are assuming it's going to be a parade of some kind, but I don't know if that's official yet.
I have not heard that officially just yet.
Yeah.
And it has to be in Stockton, right?
Of course.
So,
yeah, just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Where else would you put it?
Oh, I'm just
Don't
throwing it
slide
out
around
there.
Manteca?
Right.
Or,
No.
yeah.
Is it up here in Sacramento? Get more people out?
I don't know, but you got to have some of the players there tomorrow night, right? So you can. Well, some of them will be there anyway.
Isaac.
Huh?
Isaac. Mason probably.
Mason will be
right?
there. Yeah. They're all.
Did you like the move of Sacramento sending Isaac for game 3 to?
Yeah.
And he balled too.
Yeah.
He did his thing last night.
Yeah. Sheena hasn't seen the Stockton Kings, but we had it on last night, and she's going, that guy's on the Kings. That guy's on the Kings. That guy's on the Kings. Yeah. A lot of familiar faces.
And the win on the road like that. And shout out to IJ too, man. Like we said, hopping on that plane right after the game and flying all the way to Osceola, Florida.
Been there, Drapes?
No, I have not.
Your son was probably rooting for them, huh? Because he's a big Mac McClung guy.
Man, my son ain't paying attention to G League stuff. He got
no love for Mac?
No, he loves Mac, but he not pulling for anybody on that. I actually, he posted congrats to the Stockton Kings.
Oh, good.
On his social channel. So, yeah, he was pulling for our guys. Here's the thing. Mason Jones is really his guy, though.
Oh.
Mason Jones is
G League Finals MVP.
Yeah, because we were at a game and he got to sit next to Mason. Like, Mason doesn't sit on the bench. He sits on the front row seats that are behind the basket, basically, And so my son and daughter were sitting right next to him and they were freaking out. And shout out to Mason Jones. He actually gave me a pair of his sneakers too during the season.
Really?
Yes. He was like, yo, go up to my locker and grab these sneakers. And so I was able to get, so he's my guy. That's truly my guy. I can say that. I can really say that, Mason Jones.
All right. Well, I'm sure we're going to get back to the Zion conversation at some point here. We'll take a little respite from that for just a moment here to see what you guys think of this. Actually, Jay sent this to us.
What Jay got?
From Hoop Central. Every team's most disappointing player. Have you looked at this, Drapes? I know you got it.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I got it.
What did you think of their choice? I'm not sure who wrote this. We could look it up. Not sure it matters. For each team, there's a most disappointing player. And for the Kings, it's Keegan Murray. I don't agree with that.
Tell me why not.
To me, he underperformed what some were hoping he would do. And I know he tailed off after he hurt his back, but he was playing really well. He did a lot of good things. He upped his rebounding, and it's clear why he didn't score as much as we know he could be capable of scoring because he just didn't get that many shots. He had some big games. He averaged about 12.
Yeah,
12 point something a game. His 3-point shooting improved dramatically. So, yeah, there's still a lot of upside there, but I just don't look at him and say, oh, he's a disappointment this year.
It does not say he's a disappointment. It says the most disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it doesn't necessarily mean he's disappointed.
Oh, there were guys on the team that were disappointed.
I was going to ask you, who would you have ahead of him?
I think most people would disagree with me, but all things considered, I was disappointed, even though his numbers were great in what DeMar DeRozan
You're
brought.
crazy, Whitey. What did you expect?
I thought he would help them be better than they were. And maybe that's not fair, but he's a great player.
So you blaming DeMar for that?
I just think overall the DeMar DeRozan experience to me was disappointing.
But DeMar wasn't disappointing.
I know that he's not a good defensive player. He was at times, his defense was hard to watch this year. So that's just me. To me, he was the most disappointing player. And, they struggled so often with the offense, and the offense bogged down, and we're trying to push pace, and he's playing more ISO. So the whole thing to me, he put up big numbers, Hall of Famer. To me, he is my disappointing player this year on the Kings.
See, and that's how they couch it, ladies and gentlemen. To me, it's this. And then you can't argue with somebody's opinion.
You can argue with me, but I'm not going to change my mind.
Because I look at DeMar, and I think he was pretty much as advertised who he was. Like, he was who he was. You know, same thing with Zach LaVine. Some people probably think Zach has been a little disappointing. Like, these guys are doing what they've done their entire career. And so I didn't expect DeMar to come in and all of a sudden magically, you know, elevate us 25 games or become LeBron James. I think when you look at it, DeMar's had a fantastic season, to be honest with you. He's had a hell of a season. Look at his numbers right here. Shot attempts, pretty much the same. Efficiency from the field, pretty much the same. Got to the free throw line. Probably would want to see that a little more. Only 5.7, was 7.7 last year, but he's doing what he's done. And so I'm not disappointed. Maybe I'm disappointed at how the team responded, but
That's
in
part
terms of his play,
I have a harder time separating that than you do.
Yeah. You know, and when it comes to Keegan, see, so I base it on what did I expect before game one to what was actually delivered. Keegan pretty much gave me what I expected, maybe a little less. I didn't expect him to be a 34% three-point shooter.
Right.
Slightly disappointing in that. But then his defense was much better than I expected.
Yeah.
So you got to, like, who is really disappointing?
I mean, that may put you in a tough spot.
Yeah,
You don't have to go there,
I don't have to go there. But I'm thinking, I don't think one individual player was disappointing.
I think certain aspects of, and Alan Stiles mentioned this, Malik's year were a little disappointing. He didn't shoot the ball especially well, but he was asked to do a lot of things that we didn't know he was going to be asked to do.
But it was a career year.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you could argue Malik had a better year. Like, statistically, I'm talking 17 points, 5.6 assists. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's counting
That's pretty
stats. He just didn't shoot the ball as well as we know he's capable of shooting.
And a number of guys
that
happened to, right? I mean, Keegan mentioned Kevin Huerter when he was here. Fox shooting numbers were down.
If we're being honest, the most disappointing King this year, when you look at everything, the whole picture was De'Aaron Fox.
There you go.
That's where I was going.
All right. Because when you look at it, he sort of regressed. Like, if you look at, you know, some of his numbers and the leadership aspect of it also, he didn't deliver like I expected De'Aaron to take another leap. He almost kind of regressed a little bit, I feel like.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
just mean the fact that he decided I'm out, or whether he did or not, he cast that cloud over the team. I think his fingers are really jacked
Oh,
up.
yeah, that's true. You got to give him some grace for that, 100%. I mean, he's walking around showing it. It's at a right angle. Yeah. So I don't view Keegan as a disappointment. I view Keegan as someone that, because of lack of opportunity, like,
I agree.
He could, if let's say they didn't sign DeMar, he could have taken. Keegan could have been a 17-point per game scorer this year, been A-OK, but he had to fit into a role. So I'm not necessarily disappointed about that.
When we come back, we'll look at what the Kings need to do against the Mavs. How do we know? Because they say this is what we need to do against the Mavs. Next, Drive Guys here. We'll be right back.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Empower. Nick bought a new guitar, a 62 American Classic Electric. Does he know how to play? No. But Nick's Empower investment account has performed well. He got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a really, really, really good guitar solo.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel, walk-behind, zero-turn, and stand-on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow. Available at participating dealers.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, junior hot and crispy fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Michelob Ultra and Carl's Jr. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
We've been talking a lot about the makeup of the team and the roster going forward, and with some of these big names that may be available, would they be good fits? But right now it's time to focus on a game tomorrow night, Drapes. Kings and the Dallas Mavericks.
How do we beat these pesky Mavericks who should be in town right now, are very much close to landing here in Sacramento?
A team that for some reason apparently did not really want to play this game in their own arena, resting all their players in that pivotal game against the Memphis Grizzlies. Strange year, strange team, strange year.
Yeah, strange year. I'm just looking at some stats from Dallas. Not a good offensive team. Middle of the pack when it comes to scoring, 3-point shooting, assists 22nd in the league. And then when you look at them defensively, not that great either. And so they're an average team based on the stats.
I don't know about you, but I've given up checking on teams and their stats at Basketball Reference this year because so many teams, the Kings are a classic example. You can't look at their whole season stats because, in fact, it's been one or two, in the Kings case, 3 different teams. Yeah. So you look at Dallas, some of those numbers are Kyrie, some of them are Luka, some of them are AD. And so I look at them and I go, I'm not sure I can draw any conclusions out of any of this.
All I know is they got P.J. Washington, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively front line. That's a beast.
Yeah. You got your boy Gafford too,
and
right?
Gafford coming off the bench too. And here's the thing too, Whitey. Who's DeMar guarding if they go with that big lineup? We might have to counter with the king size.
Be a disappointment.
That's messed up. Why you don't hate on DeMar so much, bro?
I'm not hating on him. I answered the question.
You took a shot. It's going to be exactly.
Yeah, I took a shot there.
Yeah, you took a shot. You took a shot. That's hating. That's a little bit of hating right there. But no, it's going to be a fun matchup. Man, it should be a matchup in contrasting styles. Like I feel like our strength is on our wing players and guards. Their strength is in their bigs.
Zach Levine says you don't want to get into a half-court battle with them, especially in the half-court defense. Gary St. Jean, former Kings coach, former NBA scout, he joined us. He said, you got to run those big guys. You got to get steals and get up and down the floor. The thing is, and I know you've talked about this on your pre- and post-game, Drapes. I've heard you. We've talked about it here. Yeah. The Kings talk all the time about playing fast, playing fast. They talk about doing it more than they actually do it.
Right. And we see it when it works at times and how good it looks. But that's been the issue this season. It's few and far between, right, Whitey? Mm-hmm. They don't play a fast style. And I'm not talking about ripping and running up and down. I'm talking even just in the half-court set. How many times have we seen them, whether it's DeMar, Zach, or Domas, whoever has the ball, looking around and nobody's moving, nobody's cutting. And so against this Dallas team, and Gary St. Jean made a good point, because this is something I've thought about. You need Anthony Davis outside the paint, because if he's in the paint, he's blocking everything that comes in there. You got to get him moving. You got to get him on some switches. Take advantage of it that way, because if he's able to just roam free around it might be a game where Domas may have to hit 3 or 4 threes, because it's going to be there, I think, for him tomorrow.
So you could do both, of course. You can try to match up with their bigs by playing your king-size combo, or you can try to play their bigs off the floor by running them off the floor.
And I think that's what Doug will do. I haven't talked to Doug about this, but I think that's what he'll do. He'll say, it's not about what they do. We're going to do, and we're going to get these bigs off the floor. Look for some early foul trouble from one of those bigs. I'm talking about Dallas, because that could change the complexion of that game.
With the Kings, we usually have a pretty good idea. You can tell when they mean business, right? From the first quarter, usually get a pretty good idea where this team is.
What I'm afraid of, though, is at times I feel like our guys want it so badly that they feel the best way to win is to take the shot. We've talked about this. They try too hard, which is crazy to say. You're trying too hard, but you're moving too fast. You're a little too amped up, a little too juiced up. Let the game come to you to an extent. Just make the easy plays early in the game. And then when it comes time to take over, do that. Don't come out thinking, I'm going to come out here and score 40 tonight, because that takes the team out of what they do offensively. That's what I've seen a struggle at times, Whitey. Who did we just play? Denver, I think it was, or it might have even been the Clippers. One of those games where, DeMar came out so fired up, is so amped up, is so ready to go. Just let the game come to you, big fella.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140.
We just lost a call?
We lost a call.
Call back.
Yeah, I think that was Daryl. We'll get you, or you can always hit us up in the chateau on YouTube or on the text line. So the Kings want to get out and run tomorrow night, and it's still, I think, an open question as to how much of that is really the identity of this team. Is this an up and down team? I think it's more about selectively running. In certain situations they run, but they're not at teams like, oh, that team, wow, look out, they'll run you off the floor. That's not what this Kings team is.
That's not what it is. No, it's not, that kind of offense like a few years ago. And we're not an offense that'll just shoot the lights out. We can get hot from 3, and that can be contagious. I think with us, I want to see Zach LaVine in the open floor. I want to see Zach LaVine in attack mode, getting to the basket. Gary St. Jean says something, and I know you might feel opposite about Domas with the, grabbing the ball and running.
Oh, he can just don't do that little hippie.
Just don't do the hippity. But this is something Doug talks about. Getting the ball up ahead, pushing the ball, not with the dribble, but with the pass. This is something they've gone over at times in practice. Let's see if they do it. Because to your point, to Gary's point, I don't want Domas grabbing it, 2 or 3 guys filling the wings, and him just dribbling it up. No, get it up. And then keep running, and then maybe you'll get it back. But we need to get transition buckets coming up tomorrow.
This is Zach LaVine. You're on the spot night. This is Zach LaVine has to have a big night tomorrow, and he's played really well. He's had some big games, but tomorrow night's the night, is it not? It's Zach LaVine night. This is it.
Ideally, yes.
It's an elimination game, and the Kings need you, and they need Domas, and they need DeMar DeRozan.
Do you think, though, Whitey, we've developed that pecking order where it is, Zach, you're our guy. You're the guy that's going to lead us. Or is Zach just one of the guys, do you think? Where are we at right now?
It still seems like the offense goes through DeMar and Domas, so he can be the guy, but he's still dependent on them to set him up.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think the ball needs to be in Zach's hands more, especially in transition. One thing I am noticing, though, they're doing some more two-man game between Zach and Domas.
Yeah.
You noticed that last few games? I need to see more of that as well because, both those guys are unstoppable in that kind of role. And if Zach can start delivering those Malik Monk kind of passes to Domas, it's going to be unstoppable out there.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. What do Kings fans want to happen tonight? Tonight's play-in game in San Francisco, which will determine who the Kings play Friday if they win. Who do you want to win? Next with the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. For the A's, pitcher Michel Otanez has resumed throwing from a distance up to 90 feet and could return sometime in mid-April. Brady Basso, out with that left shoulder strain, has been transferred from the 15-day injured list to the 60-day injured list. On the court, Malik Monk has been diagnosed with a left calf strain and will be reevaluated in 14 days, which means he'll miss the rest of the season and the play-in. This injury report was brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group.
Hi, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they've won over $500 million in settlements. Downtown LA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
We all know it's true. You have a game, a big game, elimination game. You need a big-time closer, and that also applies to your garage door, and that's why I, Whitey Gleason, proudly recommend National Garage Door. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974. Because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door, the region's BSE broken spring experts. Well, what does that mean? Well, broken springs are one of the most common causes of garage door problems. Nobody can fix them as well as National Garage Door. The styles, prices, quality of the new doors, something to see. Now, our old garage door was very loud. We've got such a great new garage door from National Garage Door. Sometimes I'm on the side of the house using the keypad to open it, close it, and I can't even tell if it's opened or not, which it always opens and closes when it's supposed to, because I can't hear it. It's that quiet. National Garage Door, selling quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, installation on all residential, and people have asked me, do you do commercial doors? Yes, commercial doors and operators. So if you have garage door needs, the old one's coming apart, you're looking to improve your curb appeal, something's wrong with your garage door, you're not sure what's wrong with it, why it's making noises, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 916-638-4554. That's National Garage Door.
You've heard the saying, penny wise, pound foolish, right? It means you do something that will save you a little bit right now, just pennies, but that ends up costing you pounds in the end.
People put off tuning up their furnace because they don't want to take the time or spend the money to get it done.
But it only takes 90 minutes and costs just $87, which is just pennies compared to the huge problems and expenses that can rack up if you don't get your furnace tuned up.
You'll also save money on your energy bills, and your system will last longer.
So don't be penny wise and pound foolish. Call Bell Brothers for a precision tune-up and professional cleaning today.
Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
I don't want to disappoint you, Jay, and it's early. Bottom two, your Giants are losing. Phillies leading the Giants 1-0.
What is it? Which was the score again?
No, it's just 1-0. I just, big Giants fan. Did you guys happen to see last night there was a call on Real Muto, the Phillies catcher? They called strike 3 on him on a pitch that was put outside.
Really? It was that bad?
The announcers from both teams, even the
Right.
Giants team, said, and he walked him. Wait. No, he didn't. And it's because
I didn't
Patrick
see that.
Bailey
They framed
framed it so well.
Really?
The way he moved his mitt from outside the strike zone to into the strike zone, and they called it a
and
strike.
bought it, huh?
Yeah.
He fell for it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it. I like the artwork by the catcher.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You do like that.
Yeah,
You
I
didn't
do.
like that if you were the hitter, though, were you?
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
yeah. I know we have Check It with TC right around the corner.
Oh,
and Jay, you have
TC.
something on baseball. Did you want to get to that now, or you want to hold off on that?
I'll hold off on it. We'll
right.
get checked. We got Sean Powell. I'll do it after.
All right. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's time for Check It with TC. What's up, TC?
Mike check.
Hey, man, check it, man. What's up? Whitey, Drake, what's going on?
TC, what's up, man?
Hey, vibing with my dudes, man. Hey, look, so this going to be real quick, and it's going to be Niners and Kings first, right? So let's go Niners. I'm going to ask all three y'all. This is really towards Jay, right? Hey, TJ Watt for Brock Purdy. I'm doing it today, ASAP. Let me get the answers.
That'd be a no, T.
No, Jay? I'm also no.
All right. No. Okay.
Drapes?
Because you don't have no quarterback there. Like, quarterback, the most important position, TC. Then
Yeah,
you
who
wouldn't have
gonna
a
pick
QB.
up?
Yeah, who you got?
Look,
Bringing in Aaron Rodgers?
Man, if we can keep that dude upright, I might be the only one. If we can keep him upright, bro, we probably got a shot. He's a cat, but if we can keep him upright, and if he have one of them years, bro, ain't no telling what'll happen. But that's another discussion, bro, more towards football season. The Kings, you know what? I'm not even going to get on all the fans, bro. But to me, that's silly. If you ain't talking about doing that ASAP and helping Domas go pack his bag in Napa, bro. Domas for Zion straight. If you saying no right now, bro, that's silly. I get it. You talking about his injury, but we talking about man. That's all I got, Drake. That's silly. That's silly to be like no. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, TC. That's good stuff. I miss TC.
Yeah, Sam Amico earlier today on X posted that he said there's a report that Joe Dumars, who's taken over in New Orleans, has been handed the mandate to trade Zion. So we've been talking about that. Could the Kings be in that mix? And Drapes has been trying to figure out a way to get Zion here for
nothing.
A couple years.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So this would be, well, if they're willing to trade him, there you go. So we spent a good part of the first portion of the show talking about that. And there is, to TC's point, there's a lot of people saying, no, I don't want to do that. Too risky. Whereas I think we're all in the same boat on that. And we even checked with Jerry. I texted Jerry Reynolds. He's like, yeah, swing big. You know, he's got the prayer emoji. There's risk involved, but you got to take a shot at that if you have a shot. So we'll see. But first things first, I got a game tomorrow night.
Yeah, I got a big game tomorrow, man. And, still waiting on the injury report to see who's in and who's out. We have not submitted ours, neither has Dallas, although the Miami Heat and Chicago Bulls have submitted theirs. But we got a game tomorrow, and on paper, we should win this game. I've been around long enough, Whitey. You've been around sports long enough, too. You may not admit it, but anything is possible, man.
Yeah.
Like, tomorrow when we do our show live from Doco, make sure you come out and check us out tomorrow from 2 to 5:30 tomorrow. We're going to be like, we got this game. We should beat these busters. Dallas ain't ready for us. But you just never know. I'm afraid. Anthony Davis scares me. I'm going to keep it real. Anthony Davis. Let me ask you this.
Less than 10 years ago, he was a top 5 player.
That's what I'm saying. And here's the thing. Do you believe Anthony Davis can have one of those iconic performances? 35, 18, and 5 blocks. Like, is he that caliber player? Because when I look at when we lost to Golden State with Steph being Steph, when we faced John Morant or whoever it may be, does Dallas have that one guy that you're afraid of, that you fear, where Anthony Davis isn't in that category?
The only reason I hesitate to answer is because I haven't seen them play that much with him, but he has done that, right? I think you just said recently they played Toronto, and he had a big night.
Oof, he went off.
So
Yeah,
it
I'm
is
pulling up
there.
his game log here right now. Yeah, and because like a lot of people viewed him, like you said, as a top 5 player a few years ago, as a number 1 in the league. Then he goes with LeBron, and he's playing alongside LeBron. But if you remember in that bubble series against Jokic in Denver, AD was a beast. He was a monster. And so I'm looking at his game log here right now. Last game he played against Toronto, 23, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. Game before that, the Lakers game, a lot of emotions, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Game before that, 27 points, 9 rebounds. Game before that, 34 points, 15 rebounds. So he's capable. He's capable. And so we got to be locked in right from the get-go. I'm not taking these guys lightly. I'm not overlooking Dallas.
Yeah, but one thing you are forgetting, my friend, is that Chandler Parsons says the sneaky Kings are just a better team than the Dallas Mavericks. Kings are sneaky. They win this game. They can go and win the next game and get the 8 seed. The Kings are rolling. Chandler Parsons.
That guy. I'm not a Chandler Parsons guy, just to set the record straight. And somebody is saying on the YouTube chat to Whitey, Steven Torres, doesn't Sabonis have 80's number, though? Let's go. Feed the big fella and let's get this win, baby.
AD put a little bit of a dent in that this year?
This year, I think AD.
A little bit?
I'm looking at the box score from December 19th, excuse me. AD 21-19. I'm looking at another one when we played them December 28th, 36-15 and 8. Yeah.
That's not as true as it used to be.
As it used to be. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. There's also this, Parsons says, Anthony Davis, we don't know if he's completely healthy. And I think a lot of people are looking at this game that way. I've been one of those people like, you never know. But Drapes, you just illustrated that Anthony Davis looks like he's pretty healthy right now. Yeah, he didn't play Sunday.
Right.
But he's been healthy, and he's been putting up some like vintage Anthony Davis numbers with the Mavericks. So, yeah, the Kings aren't going to go out tomorrow night and just roll over a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, I agree. We got to respect these guys. And I'm looking at Anthony Davis's numbers with Dallas.
I remember when he was on the national team before they went to the Olympics, wherever that was. He was phenomenal.
He was a man,
yes.
Yeah. Even in the Olympics. He is legit, man. And so only 20 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists in 9 games. He's only played 9 games with the Mavericks. And
it looked like they were going to shut him down, weren't they? And then he decided, no,
he said he wanted to come. And I think he wanted to come back because of all the Luka talk and people thinking he's a chump and a throw-in the deal. There were thoughts and reports out there that he may want out of Dallas. Remember when he got hurt and everything? And now it's like, no, he's realizing this is my team now. And so it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be great tomorrow.
Lou Williams. And this was all on that show with Michelle Beadle, FanDuel TV's Run It Back. You have Lou Williams. I'd agree 1,000%. I won't make it difficult. I just think Sacramento, have the healthier team. They're poised to win this basketball game. They're at home. The Mavs have been banged up all year. I don't think they have enough manpower to get over that hill, Drapes. Yeah. That's Lou Williams.
Dude, you ain't mentioned Lou Williams' name in about 10 years. All of a sudden, Lou Williams. No, but Gary St. Jean made the good point. I still think we have the advantage in the backcourt. We have to dominate. To your point earlier, Zach LaVine, he has to have a big game. I'm looking at a guy like Najee Marshall who, may guard Zach or may guard DeMar.
We all wanted him here last offseason.
Yeah, I still like Najee. I feel like we have an advantage at that position. Domas, if you can play Anthony Davis and those bigs even, I think that's a win for us. I think DeMar and Zach, that's where we have the advantage.
Yeah. And another thing Saint said, which I thought was interesting, was he talked about Dinwiddie. He said he's a very, 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 very streaky shooter. So
yeah,
but you don't know what you're going to get.
If I'm correct, he got a 50-point game in his career. And so somebody's from the 916, why are you guys scared of AD? Domas used to dominate that dude until this year. Why can't he dominate him?
What year is it? It's this year. Exactly. That's what year it is.
Exactly. We're talking about the present, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And we're not talking about fear. We're talking about, as you always say, respecting the opponent.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of these comments here. Kings are going to have a 10-point lead throughout the game, and then in the last 5 minutes, Doug's going to give the bar to DeMar for his ISO, and we're going to lose. Justin.
Oh.
Negative Nelly right there. Yeah, negative Nelly.
That's unfortunate.
I'm feeling good about our guys.
Mm-hmm. Sean Powell's going to join us from NBA.com with a preview of the playoffs and the play-in. And Sean Powell says this MVP thing, it's done. It's a done deal.
Oh,
it's
does
over.
he? Okay.
More on that next. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Save $12,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Silverado 1500 LT at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter after all rebates.
And Maida Chevy still has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area.
With $12,000 off new Silverado exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
5 savings was trade in 2011 or newer. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Made a great deal at Maida.
The Napoleon Stainless Steel Prestige 500 connected propane grill with infrared side and rear burner is a dynamic evolution in grilling. Featuring Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, it brings you closer to your grilling experience than ever before. The Napoleon Connected lets you monitor temperatures, set timers, and receive high temp warnings all from your smartphone. With temperature probes and LCD display, you'll always know exactly what's happening inside your grill. Napoleon's LED control knobs even illuminate for nighttime, entertaining, and feature safety glow. Napoleon Grills. Simply the best.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Ram Truck Month, it's back. Chad, tell me about the deals happening at Hoblet.
Only Hoblet can get you a deal this good on the best selection of new Ram trucks. Right now, save up to $15,000 off MSRP on the new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Sports. And with 500 new Ram trucks available, your perfect Ram is waiting for you at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
And aren't you the #1 Ram truck dealer in California?
Yeah, we consistently rank #1 in California thanks to our unique selection of Ram trucks. Plus, people love our new certified pre-owned Supercenter with over 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000.
There's only one thing to do. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings after 10,000 factory rebates and 5,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 8,000 Weston National Consumer Cash, 1,500 Conquest Dealer Cash, must own or lease Ford, Chevy, or GMC brand vehicle, 500 on-the-job upfit, must show proof of $500 eligible upfit. 5,000 net savings, sample VIN 616-182. See dealer for details.
Grab the keys to a new fuel-efficient Toyota. More miles, fewer fill-ups. Toyota hybrids are built to go the distance with legendary dependability and head-turning style. Get a low-cost lease on a new 2025 Prius or shop deals on 17 Toyota hybrid models from the longest-lasting brand on the road. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. 2 years of complimentary maintenance. Toyota. Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium-rated credit. Offers end 4/30/25.
mean, it's literally win or go home. I mean, it's nothing more than that other than a game 7, and this is a game 7. It's literally win or go home. So that mentality is whoever won it the most.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
That's Debo at practice today. The song is Power to the People. And our next guest is Powell to the People on X. He's a part-time golfer, full-time writer for NBA.com. Pleasure to welcome him back to the Drive Guys, Sean Powell. How are you today, Sean?
Hey, man, I love that segue, bro. I don't know if I can get better than that.
First things first, Sean, I'm a big Jokic fan, huge Jokic fan, but I saw what you wrote this week. Doesn't this MVP thing, the MVP has to go to Shea, doesn't it? It has to go to Shea.
It's really, the MVP, following the MVP is supposed to be a lot of fun. It tortured me because I'm going back and forth. I'm coming up with reasons to vote for Shea. Then I'm coming up with reasons to vote for Jokic. And as I said before, I said, you know what? There's no wrong choice here. If someone says Shea, I applaud him. If someone said Joker, I applaud him. There's no wrong choice. Now we just got to figure out what's the right choice. And everybody brings in their own definition of what an MVP should be. Got to have a certain amount of wins. Got to be among the league leaders in this, all those sort of things. But it's really all across the board. I can go back to when Kareem won MVP. His team didn't even make the playoffs. His first year with the Lakers, all right? And everybody in Oklahoma City saying, well, I don't care if Joker averaged a triple-double, you got to give it to Shea. Well, I remember Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double, and his team finished like 5th in the West. He won MVP with Oklahoma City. Nobody in Oklahoma City had anything to say about that. So, like I said, man, look, the bottom line is I enjoyed it from the standpoint of being a basketball fan and watched these two masters at work. It was really just unbelievable. But I think in the end, it's a coin flip, man. The one thing you cannot ignore is the fact that Oklahoma City finished, 17 games
right
ahead of Denver.
Yeah.
See, that's tough to ignore. If it's 5 or 6 games, okay. But that many games, come on.
Yeah.
And Sean, ultimately, is that what tipped the scales, you think, in SGA's favor, just the record?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, look, the year when Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double and Oklahoma City finished 5th or 6th in the standings, and Golden State had a record number of wins that year, and they won, they had the best record in the West. But Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, they were good, but they weren't as good as Shea sitting at the top of Oklahoma City this year. Shea led the league in scoring, top 3 or 4 in steals, led all guards in block shots. Again, I think if Shea had a year like, say, Jason Tatum, right? Or Donovan Mitchell, okay, I'd say you got to give it to Joker. But Shea had an incredible year, and you can't just dismiss that.
Yeah, leading the league in scoring and with such efficiency offensively. Sean Powell from NBA.com with us. We're getting ready for, the Kings and the Mavericks. So I was just wondering what you thought of Nico Harrison's media conference today and whether it helps salve. Was it a salve for any of the jangled nerves there in Dallas? Did he accomplish anything today, Sean?
He is better off just not doing it.
Yeah.
Because look, if you made the trade, then stand on business, right? Stand on business. Don't say we're going to invite the media in, but you can't record it. You can't have TV cameras. I don't understand it. And stand on business. And this is the first time we heard from him since the trade was made. And even then, he only just answered. I don't even think he answered any questions. He said a couple things and then he left. So I think deep down, I think he regrets that. He has to. He has to. Why would you not regret it? Give me reasons why you would not regret it. The Mavericks, they didn't. They're in a play-in situation. I understand they've been hurt and everything, and so next season will tell. And no one could foresee Kyrie Irving getting hurt, so that I give him that. But given the level of the blowback, the high intensity level of the blowback, I'm sorry, man, that goes right to your core. It eats your guts out. I don't care if you're a general manager. You have to regret that. Now, you want to save face and just put on, okay, fine. But I bet you deep down you put his hand on the Bible, Oh, he gonna fess up.
Hey, Sean, the Mavericks are in town. We play them tomorrow in the play-in. Is Anthony Davis good enough to take over and win a game tomorrow? Is he the guy we should fear here in Sacramento?
Without a doubt, because, it's interesting when you talk about the Luka trade and everybody's screaming and screaming and screaming, it's almost a bit of a disrespect to Anthony Davis. It's like you forget that you even got this guy who I would say going into the holidays, it was him and Joker neck and neck for MVP. People forget how great of a start he had to this season. But, again, Mavericks fans are just so, they're so deluded with Luka, and they haven't noticed the special player right there with him. And I understand he got hurt, but he is a terrific, terrific player. I would say Sabonis is going to have a handful, not only with Anthony Davis, though. You got Derek Lively. The Mavericks can throw some size in this series, and that is their big, big advantage. Emphasis on big, literally and figuratively. That's their big advantage. Might even be the only advantage. But Anthony Davis is a terrific player. And, of course, look, if he can play 38, 40 minutes, he's going to be a problem.
Sean Powell with us. And, Sean, I know when we talk Kings, you never pull any punches, which we appreciate. Getting through the play-in to the playoffs, it doesn't look like it'd be easy for the Kings. They'd have to beat Dallas at home and then win either at Memphis or at Golden State. I think we're maybe a little biased here. We give them a better than puncher's chance to do that. Well, what do you think of the Kings' chances to actually emerge all the way out of the play-in into the playoffs proper?
Well, when you're in the 9 and 10 spot, a lot just has to go in your favor. I mean, the ball, you got to get the calls. Ball's got to bounce right. Your key players got to get hot. Everything's got to go right because you're at such a disadvantage, right? And I get it. Everybody who's in the play-in is flawed to an extent. And even if you go play, Golden State or, whomever, I mean, they're flawed as well. So do I give them a chance? Absolutely, I give them a chance to get to the playoffs. But, Zach LaVine, I think he's been a pretty good addition, particularly with the three-point shot, What are we going to see from DeMar DeRozan? And then you got the Keegan Murrays of the world. They're going to show up. And it hurts not having Malik Monk. He's not going to play, right? So
Right.
Yes. So Keon Ellis' defense, is he going to be able to, I think that the Kings have a very good advantage in guard play in this series because, who could forget Klay Thompson's last game in Sacramento with the Golden State Warriors?
Clay would like to. Clay would like to forget that.
They got to hope Spencer Dinwiddie is going to step up. Guys like that who've never really been in this position before. But if the Kings get past this, do I give them a shot? Sure, I give them a shot. But everything's got to fall right. And I think people in Sacramento, even the biggest Sacramento Kings fans, who've endured a season where they traded De'Aaron Fox, where they fired Mike Brown. Things just haven't gone well for this team. Just a couple years ago, Lightning Beam was the big deal in the NBA, and it's been a hard tumble. And I think even the hardest Kings fan would admit that it's going to take a lot to get to that number, that number 8 spot. And I bet you they'd be thrilled to see Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd be thrilled, but the fact that we made it there, I would be happy. And then when Shea and them landed, I'd be like, shoot. Hey, Sean, one of the things we've been talking about on the show is Zion's future in New Orleans. A report came out that ownership was going to mandate that Joe Dumars trade Zion this offseason. What do you think his value is around the league?
It's sad. I go back to that draft. Yeah, Zion Williamson and John Morant taking 1, 2, and both of them have just been a major disappointment. And I say a major disappointment from this standpoint. They're young and immature. There is no excuse why you're a professional athlete and you can't stay in shape. That is a criminal offense. You get paid a handsome wage to play basketball for a living. You've got the best physical team, get you in shape, dietitian, all that stuff right there. You can't stay in shape? I mean, come on now. So I think from that standpoint, Zion's been a big disappointment. If you put him on the trade market, you probably would get 75 cents on the dollar. He's got a big contract. He can't stay healthy. He can't stay in shape. And he hasn't shown that he loves basketball. He loves what basketball can do for him. Like Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons doesn't love basketball. He loves what basketball can do for him. But if you loved basketball, you'd be in shape from day one.
Sean, how about KD? Are the trade winds blown out of Phoenix? The KD trade winds, is that going to be one of, if not the biggest story of this offseason, you think?
Yeah, I do. I think it's the summer of KD. The only problem is we're talking about a guy who's still, look, a really good scorer, Olympian, and gets you 25, 26, gets you a bucket and everything, but he's, 37 years old. He's only got one more year left on his contract. I just don't see a team forking over that much for that type of player with A, no guarantee he's going to be top shelf, and B, no guarantee he's going to stay with that team. Even if he does, what are you going to pay him? So, look, I just think that a lot of teams are going to come in, they're going to try to buy low. And if you're the Phoenix Suns, then, you forked away a good portion of your future with all those number one picks you gave Washington for Bradley Beal and other trades that you made. It's a tough pill to swallow. I mean, if you're the Phoenix Suns, the only way you're going to get back a big return in the trade, I would even question how big a return, but a fairly sizable return in the trade is if you trade Devin Booker. Then teams will listen. But Kevin Durant, at this point, I mean, and here's the other thing with Kevin Durant. His universe was small. The rebuilding teams don't want him because he can't do anything for him. The teams that are way, way over the cap, they probably can't squeeze him in. And the teams don't have anything to give back to the Phoenix. They can't do anything. So it comes down to just a couple of teams. Yeah. I'll say my wild card would be to Oklahoma City. Have them go back to Oklahoma City.
Yeah. How about that?
It would be a nice romantic story.
Yeah.
Goes back to the start. Oklahoma City's got a lot of draft capital they can send your way. And maybe one or two of those real young players off the bench. Have him and Shea and Chet. Okay, try to stop them.
Yeah, and what the heck? Bring back Russ too. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, at this point, I think Russ will take a limo, go back to Oklahoma City. That's the last place. That's the last place he felt a lot of love.
Yeah.
Real quick, Sean, what do you make of all these coaches getting fired and, Budenholzer after 1 year, Taylor Jenkins mid-season? What do you make of the coaching in the NBA right now?
Just when I think I've seen it all with coaches, you see it again. I mean, I never would have thought Michael Malone would be removed, 3 years from winning a championship. Bud won a championship 4 years ago. Don't win a championship in the NBA. Frank Vogel will tell you, hey, he's unemployed too. But if you're going to be a coach, go coach the Phoenix Suns because they're going to fire you with 3 years left in your contract.
Right.
And you get paid.
All right, Sean. Yeah, Sean Powell 2 to people. Follow him on X and see him. Check out his stories, NBA.com. Sean, we appreciate it. Enjoy the play-in. Enjoy the playoffs. We hope to talk to you real soon.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, Sean.
Take care. When we come back, we'll see if what Sean had to say about Zion is changing Drape's mind on this whole thing at all. Next, Sacktown Sports.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Mother's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for moms and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Rock the Bells presents LL Cool J.
So what you got Chanel on your feet? Hot sex on a platter makes the mission complete.
Live in concert. LL Cool J. Saturday, May 10th, the venue at Thunder Valley with DJ Z-Trip. LL Cool J. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss LL Cool J live.
I mean, he didn't want to talk about when it comes to Zion. Hopefully he'll be back, but he knew we were going to talk about it. He just got up and left.
Extra stage left.
He'll be right back.
I've been there before.
Yeah, I know. I think he's hoping that I'll forget about it. Then he'll come back in and I won't ask him about it. Also, we talked to Sean Powell about the MVP race. Somebody here on the text line from the 916 says, well, the MVP race isn't just about scoring. We're not talking about the scoring leader. If we were, it's SGA easily, but we're talking about the best all-around player, and that's Jokic. They've made this too much about points only. Well, it's not the best all-around player. It's the most valuable player, which is the best player. And with Shea, it's not just about scoring. And I'm the biggest Jokic fan around. But Shea is probably going to make, or very good chance he'll make one of the all-defensive teams. Right. Jokic is not going to make one of the all-defensive teams. That matters too.
Yeah, Shea plays on both ends of the floor, and it's not just about scoring. And if you say that, then you're just looking at the box score, Whitey. I'm looking at standings. Standings matter to me when it comes to this. OKC, 18 games ahead of Denver.
Right.
If it was 2 games, 3, okay.
Yeah.
18 games.
Right.
That's like OKC is farther away from Denver than Denver is to San Antonio. Like, it's almost like they're like, that's a wide gap. 18 games ain't even close. Sorry, Jokic.
Yeah. Shea is the best player on a team that statistically has been one of the best teams ever.
Yeah.
So that's, and Jokic doesn't defend well. That's been a problem with it.
And to Whitey, it's
to me
never
is where you draw the line.
It's never the best player. Jordan would have 10 MVPs. LeBron would have 8. It's not, you could give it to LeBron or Jordan any year. You can give it to Jokic. Giannis, how come we ain't talking about Giannis? He's having a better season than his MVP season before. I just think if Jokic's team would be a little closer to Shea then, but the wins, 68 wins, come on, man.
Now, what did you think of what Sean Powell said about your guy,
Why are you doing
Zion?
that? Why are you doing that?
Well, I mentioned, I think that's why you left the room. You were hoping I'd forget and we wouldn't talk about it.
What the hell does Sean Powell know? You know what I mean? What
You didn't tell him that when he was here. I asked Sean Powell. No, you asked him. You asked him
I
about
asked him, I know.
Zion.
No,
and
because
he says it is just inexcusable.
It is.
A professional
really
player
is.
can't stay in shape.
It really is. And that's why it's such a big risk, right? And, you know, if you're the front office, if you're ownership, you got to sit down and have a heart-to-heart discussion with Zion's camp, and look them in the eye and get your own feel. You got to talk to people behind the scenes too. I'm just talking about from a talent standpoint, Whitey, from a potential superstar standpoint, Ja, Zion, Trae Young, those are the guys that I'm interested in if I'm Sacramento.
Mm-hmm. With so much risk involved, and I'm with you and I'm with Jay, it's definitely worth looking into.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't get strong indications from Zion and his camp that, yes, we want to do this, I'm out.
Right.
If it's like, well, maybe a change of scenery would do him good. There's just, I'm already assuming a great deal of risk, and I'm willing to do that because, as you pointed out, and as Sean pointed out, I probably don't have to give up as much to get him as I would if everything was going well there. Then I just got to make sure that he's on board.
Well, I mean, and all you got to do is ask Jonas Valanciunas. JV will give you the real.
That's a great point.
Played with him for multiple years. He'll tell you what he's like behind the scenes. And, like I said earlier, I maintain that Zion soured on the organization, felt betrayed by the organization. And so a fresh start will do him good. Ask Valanciunas, and we'll see.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. AC is with us on Sacktown Sports, from TC to AC. What's up, AC?
It's Steve, but that's okay.
Steve. Okay, I'm sorry, Steve.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Huh,
so
okay.
One of the things I wanted to holler about is I've been a component about changing the team, getting this, doing that. But now, based on past experience and looking at the overall complexion of the league, I think the Kings, regardless of what happens on the play-in, should keep what they have. At some point, they say it's better to deal with I say, with the girlfriend that you know versus the one you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to stay with what we have and torture that and make sure that we're not just giving up on something that could be something big. And we all know the Warriors hung in there, Boston hung in there, and Denver's hanging in there continuously. And I just think we need to stick with what we know. And then going out and trying to get these potential, quote-unquote, ballers, that's what they are, potential. Fox was potential and he bounced. So we need to keep what we got and try to keep people, who want to be a Sacramento King.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you, Steve.
Steve hung up. I mean, and I would say this to that, Whitey. Do you believe this core could grow into a championship contender?
I don't think there's any reason to believe that. A lot of fans are going to fan, and you believe that, good for you. But realistically, championship core, no. And as I said earlier, you got to even look at how can this team get significantly better. I don't think you get significantly better without adding something significant.
Yeah, and let me ask you this too. In terms of flexibility, we're not going to be in the market for free agents. Probably won't have our draft pick.
Yeah.
How do we improve?
Right.
Just development?
Right.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you make a trade? Or you make some trades?
Yeah. The 4 ways trade.
Yeah, I know that.
Free agency, draft,
I got the
trade,
handbook too. I got it.
And, of course, internal development.
And I got the handbook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. But, all right, let's say Zion's not the guy. Would you be interested in John Morant?
I'd be interested. In some ways, I'd be more reluctant because he doesn't address my needs as much. But I like Ja a lot. And he does achieve some of the same things for you where it's kind of a reset with a really impactful piece that you can build on.
Would he want to come to Sac? Obviously, we got to figure that out. But I'm looking at John Morant, man. Rookie of the year, most improved player, multiple-time all-star.
Does his dad come with him?
Of course. You know that.
Jay, can you handle T sitting front row, court side?
Hey,
John out there.
It's gonna be tough. I think Ja's more of a big city guy. He touches me as someone that wants to, live and stay in the big city as far as like in Atlanta,
He probably feels like he's paid his dues in Memphis.
Yes, exactly. It'd be difficult, I think, to convince him.
What about your other boy?
Who might that be?
Charlotte.
LaMelo. I don't know if you guys saw it in his outgoing press conference. I believe it was yesterday.
I think I just saw it.
He was saying all the right things. Now it could be tongue in cheek, but he was saying like, "I want to build here. I'm here. I'm good here. I'm comfortable here." I don't want to go anywhere else. And I think we have something with Brandon Miller and Miles, and we're just missing a piece or two. He seems to think Charlotte's one or two a Zion away.
Where's Zion
They
from?
might be having the same conversation.
Hey, what state is Zion from?
If I'm Charlotte, I might
South
take a
Carolina?
swing at that. Yeah.
Zion from South Carolina,
Yeah,
right?
South Carolina. Yeah. I might take a swing at that if I'm Charlotte.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the scary part. If you're the Kings and you see the teams that are behind you, and all of a sudden, zoop, they're making the big moves. And
Don Gio says, grab Austin Reeves or LaMelo.
Man, Austin Reeves ain't doing nothing here.
So why did you down on Austin Reeves?
Yeah, I think he's hyped.
He overhyped because he
super
wearing Lakers
overhyped.
laundry.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I think he's overhyped. He's Alex Caruso part 2. Like, they're a good ball player, but what is Austin Reeves gonna be a leader in the clubhouse to win a championship?
He's a really good complimentary player.
Okay,
really
but
good.
we have those.
Well, I'm with you.
So what
and
what
by
are
the
we
way,
looking
Caruso's
for?
a way better defender.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Now, but hold up. I'm not going to let you disrespect Austin Reeves like that.
All right, man.
I ain't going to let you disrespect.
You standing up for a Laker right now?
I'm standing up for a basketball player.
Okay.
I don't care what jersey, what laundry he got.
Put your NBA badge on now.
Austin Reeves is the third option, right?
On that team?
Yeah.
I'll say no.
Who is? He's worse than that? Jay, the dude's
the fourth
averaging
option.
20 points. He's shooting 38% from
Playing
three.
with LeBron and Luka.
Austin Reeves, he's pretty good.
He's a good, yeah.
He's not a 1 or 2. He's not in the category of Zion or Ja.
Right.
I'm saying as a good number 3 guy, he's pretty darn good.
Let me check.
So you take him over Keegan Murray?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Nope.
To me, it's about what you need.
Yes.
It's all about what you need.
Yes.
If I got a team full of Bruce Browns and Bruce Bowens, yeah, give me Austin Reeves.
Here's a story. Zion Williamson now locked to be traded this summer. 9 likely landing spots. We'll see if the Kings are on that list for what that's worth when we come back to Sacktown Sports.
Getting in and out of the bathtub. Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-414-4420 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-414-4420 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-414-4420 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper. I still remember the first car I ever owned. It was sweet. It was cherry red, but it didn't quite run the way that I wanted. It would make a funny sound like something like that when I was driving, and eventually I had to get rid of it. But I tell you what, I wish I knew the fine people at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton back then. Their service department is first class, and they accept most extended warranties no matter where you purchase your vehicle. Their service department, those technicians out there, they're super experienced, more than 224 years. Plus, they treat you fairly. The price is fair. They treat you like your family. So schedule your service today at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. It's just a short drive right off I-5. Or, of course, you can go online anytime at mbfstockton.com to schedule your service today. And tell them Drape sent you.
Have you heard? Kohl's has 2 exclusive new home brands, Mariana and Mingle & Co. From luxe favorites that are all about turning your space into a sanctuary to fun mix and match dining essentials, there's so much to discover, and trust me, you're gonna love everything. Plus, you can get an extra 15% off throughout the store and earn Kohl's Cash. So hurry to Kohl's today and bring it home for less. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends April 19th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And vacation you forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Skeeter here, Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. Hey, it's my favorite week of the year, Mosquito Awareness Week. Yep, the spring and warm weather means the little suckers are starting to breed and bite. Gotcha. So it's time to fight the bite. Once a week, drain standing water from flower pots, bird baths, dog dishes, and at dawn and dusk, start using insect repellent outside and wear long clothes, because these skeeters are out for blood.
The Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite. For more information, go to fightthebite.net.
When I want to stretch out after a long day, my sofa needs to be comfortable, but it also needs to look attractive and inviting when guests come to visit. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. We spend so much time on our living room sofas that we forget they're a focal point and a hint to our decorating tastes. Right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings sofa sale, you can save on every sofa, including gallery-exclusive custom-ordered FlexSteel furniture. Whether you're interested in a new sofa, sectional, or recliner, you can choose from hundreds of colors and fabrics. Nobody has more styles and choices than Naturewood Home Furnishings. And when it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop Naturewood for the look you love at a price you'll love even more. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable sofa sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Sacramento Kings basketball is after the launch to beat the clock. And he scores another three-pointer.
The run to the playoffs.
Oh, what a pretty move by Domantas Sabonis on Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
The play-in games tonight, including the Warriors and the Grizzlies, and then, of course, the Kings, assuming they can beat who's they playing? Dallas, whatever. Assuming they can beat Dallas tomorrow, then the Kings will play Friday, the loser of this game tonight. Even Sean Powell suggesting, I say even Sean Powell, because he doesn't feel the need when he comes on to sugarcoat things purple. But even he admitted that Kings have a shot to get into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Playoffs proper.
That's Sean Powell, Lou Williams, and Chandler Parsons. Okay. All right.
The big three.
Right.
But we've also been focusing on the offseason and the report from Sam Amico that Joe Dumars, according to one report, has been handed a mandate, trade Zion Williamson. So this could be this could be the opportunity for the Kings potentially to get a guy, franchise changing, impactful, number one superstar caliber player. So we've been talking about that. Of course, a lot of fans weighing in saying, don't do it. Jerry Reynolds said, with a prayer emoji, swing for the fences. It'd be worth looking into. So we have this from Jason Burgos at Sportsnot. NBA rumor claims Zion Williamson now a lock to be traded this summer. And he has a list here. 9 likely landing spots, including the Knicks and Bulls. New York Knicks, Chicago Bulls, Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota, by the way, I think there's a chance they're going to be big players for KD.
Think so?
Ant loves them.
Yeah,
and they're close. What
would they give up, though? Randall's a free agent. Yeah, I can see that, though. That'd be a nice little pairing.
Mm-hmm. Detroit Pistons on the list. Detroit, a team that's very close to being, breakthrough team, had a great year. Sacramento Kings!
There you go. What'd I tell you, Whitey?
Yeah. Sacramento Kings team headed to a blow-up of the team that stunned the NBA 2 years ago. Mike Brown, out as head coach, traded De'Aaron Fox. Moving Sabonis and some picks for Williamson would complete their roster makeover, and they can go forward with Williamson and Zach LaVine next season. So says Sportsnot's Jason Burgos. What does Kyle Draper say?
That's a lot to give up.
You want me to read the rest of the teams on the list real quick?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
Charlotte Hornets. And by the way, Zion he went to high school in South Carolina. He was born in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Charlotte, Phoenix, Portland, and Utah. I'm not seeing that one.
I'm not seeing that.
Send them to Utah.
Send them to Utah. I like Zion, but they're talking about Sabonis and multiple picks.
Right.
That's a lot, right, Jay?
Yeah, no way.
That's an all-NBA center.
Yeah,
right.
No way.
And multiple picks.
Yeah, and going back to what Jerry said when I asked him, and I just texted him, and again, this is a guy who's, done this for a living.
Mm-hmm.
He said, hey, if it's like Lyle, DeMar, and Filler, he said, yes, I do it. But we're talking about, Sabonis and picks. Kind of depends on what picks we're talking about.
Yeah. Is he talking second rounders or I don't know, man.
That's given the one thing Domas is he does, and I know he had a little injury, some injuries this year. He's a lunch pail type of guy, to use one of the cliches. He plays.
Yeah.
He definitely plays.
Yes.
That's too much for me to give up for someone that, is a 50-50 raffle ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can even 60-40, 70-30. The one thing we do know DeMontis is going to do, he's going to try to get on the floor.
Yeah, he's going to play.
Could those two guys, would they fit together? Best guess? He's not the type of player you traditionally think of as being a good fit as a big with Domas.
But it worked with Valanciunas, right? In New Orleans, and Zion.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And Domas has shown the proclivity to shoot the three. I think it could.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could. And then you move Keegan to his natural three spot. As far as I'm concerned, I'd like Keegan at the three. Now you're talking something.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're talking something.
Levine at the two.
Levine at the two. Who's your one?
I need to
Keon?
get one. I mean, yeah, kind of, but I still need to get one.
I'm probably getting a pass first guy.
Yeah, even Doug was talking after one of the last two games about, we haven't had a real point guard all year. So, that's kind of not so subtle way of saying, well, that's what we need, among other things.
Right.
Keon and Malik coming off the pine.
Yeah, I like that.
Ooh, now that's some firepower.
I like that.
It's a good combo when they play together is Keon and Devin Carter in the backcourt, because you got some.
Yeah, I think that's a good one in small spurts.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a starting backcourt.
That's I'm saying,
right? But they definitely they get after it for a good 5 minutes. They can make some havoc, create some havoc out there. I'm with you.
So we found the limit. We found your pressure point there.
Yeah, that's a lot. But I do like Zion. Oof. I like Zion in the Kings uniform because to Sportsnaut's point, a Zach LaVine Zion pairing, that looks good to me. I like that a lot. It's tough though, man, because one of the issues with Zion, and I like him. I'm a big Zion, and this may be me arguing against my point. Can he make others better? When we're talking about the guy in the NBA, most of the times the guy isn't just the finisher. It's also the setter-upper, if you know what I mean. You look at LeBron, Luka. They not only can get theirs, they create for others as well. Jokic, Tatum. So does Zion, can he develop that part of his game? That's what I'm wondering.
That, to me, is one of the things that's been disappointing about DeMar. And I know you look at all the numbers, the way he's played. It's like,
assists look good, Whitey.
Yes, but the team has not played a lot better with him on it, in my opinion. Maybe that's not fair, but not to just dredge that up again. But that's the point I'm making. We talked about the Kings who've been most disappointing because Hoop Central talked about that. And I've just been disappointed that DeMar has not been able to do that more. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. It's a chance for him and Zach LaVine to show that they belong here and that the Kings have figured things out. As a player, Jay pointed this out. Players keep saying, last 6 or 7 games, we're playing better. 7 games ago, they lost to Washington.
Right. That's the
maybe
thing.
last 6 games, maybe.
Yeah, and they're 5-5 in their last 10. And I mean, it's been a tough schedule, though. We understand that they've had to go through a gauntlet, even in the last, 6 games when you're talking about having to play Denver and the Clippers and those kind of guys. I'm looking at Indiana, Orlando. That's tough. I mean, for the most part, over the last 10, they've beaten the teams they're supposed to beat. You know what I mean? Other than the Washington game.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana, you probably should have had that one because you were in the lead most of the game. But losing to Denver, losing to the Clippers, when they're playing their best basketball of the season, arguably. Denver has been playing lights out ever since then. Clippers as well. Those aren't bad losses. The ones that stand out, the Orlando, Indiana, Washington, it looked like we were ready for Cancun. We were ready for the season to be over.
Yeah.
Look like.
Let me just say this about Zion. Looking at his numbers this year, I know the concerns about Zion go way beyond the numbers. I understand that. I'm not discounting that. But let's just look at the numbers. This year, he averaged 24.6 points per game. He averaged 5.3 assists.
That's impressive. That's pretty good.
7.2 rebounds in 28.6 minutes.
He ain't even play that much minutes.
Right. And last year in the 70-game season for him, he averaged 5 assists a game.
So he can be a facilitator, a guy that gets assist numbers. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, didn't shoot the 3-ball especially.
Oh,
well this
Whitey,
year,
how about this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you something that's gonna blow your mind here. Small sample size, regarding Zion in wins versus losses. In losses, 25 points, 6.6 rebounds, 4.1 assists. Solid. In wins, 23.7 points, 8.4 rebounds, 7.8 assists. That's tasty right there.
The Kings.
That's tasty right there.
Out of mediocrity.
7.8 assists?
Yes.
In wins?
Yes.
Give me that.
Weren't they like playing him at point a little bit this year?
They did for a while.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right. I'm all in on this guy. This guy is.
Well, you're not all in.
I mean, I'm not giving up everything, but he's the guy. If you can get him for a minimal good price, he's the guy for the Kings.
All right. We'll come back with more on that. Also, according to one grader, the Kings did not finish the semester well. That's next. Sacktown Sports.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
Save $12,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Silverado 1500 LT at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter after all rebates.
And Maida Chevy still has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area.
With $12,000 off new Silverado exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
5 savings was trade in 2011 or newer. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Made a great deal at Maida.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Here's what I'm talking about when I say this whole Bulls thing kind of bothers me from the Kings standpoint. The Bulls decided, we're getting off the treadmill and we're going to get younger. And where are they? Well, according to Law Murray's power rankings in The Athletic, the Bulls right now are 16th and the Kings are 18th. The Bulls were supposed to be kind of tearing it down and starting over. Drive guys here in Sacktown Sports, getting ready for the Kings and Dallas Mavericks tomorrow. Law Murray, I love his power rankings because
that's your guy.
Puts a little twist on them. He's been on the show many times. So he has for every team an end of the year ranking and a grade, not just his end of the season grade, but he grades them by quarters. So here's what he has for the Sacramento Kings. By the way, he has them 18th in the league, up one spot from the last ranking.
Okay.
First quarter grade, a D. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. It was pretty bad first quarter.
Second quarter of the season for the Kings, Law Murray gives the Kings a B.
Okay. All right.
Third quarter, C+.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, a D, minimum achievement. He says it was disappointing to see the Kings falter so badly down the stretch. The offense got stagnant. The defense remains as bad as it has been all season. Malik Monk's injury throws them to another loss at the worst possible time. And now they are the 9th seed for the second year in a row. This is a big week for Domantas Sabonis, who averaged only 0.3 blocks over the last 5 weeks. I think he was hurt a little bit, but wow, that's harsh. D, B, C plus D. But if you talk to the Kings, as we do, and we've heard them, Domas and Zach LaVine say, no, we're playing better now.
Well, the thing about it, Whitey, is I don't think the last month or the last quarter was as horrible as people say. And this is the issue that we're having with our Sacramento Kings. You could argue their best wins have come in the last month, last quarter of the season. 2 against Cleveland, Detroit. So their best wins have come, but some of their worst losses. And so who are the real Kings? That's the question. It's been disappointing from that regard. I'm looking at the March gauntlet that we had. You beat Memphis. You beat Cleveland. You beat Cleveland again. You beat Detroit. Those are all good wins. But then you follow them up with a bad loss to Washington. I'm going to call that Indiana a bad loss. The problem with the Sacramento Kings is, for the most part, they did not beat quality competition. And here's what I'm talking about. I understand we got the Cleveland, we got the Boston, but damn, we needed to beat the Clippers sometimes. We needed to beat New York. We needed down the stretch to beat Golden State. We're better than. How come we couldn't beat Chicago? How come we couldn't beat Milwaukee? It's like you gave us an appetizer, some morsels like, okay, yeah, this tastes good, but you never gave us the full plate.
Yeah. And then the really maddening thing is, like you say, you compare them to the Clippers. And the last 2 times you played them, you lost on a late buzzer beater, and you lost by 1.
Right.
So if you lose by 20, you just clearly know we're not as good as them. But you end up going, I'm not sure what the issue is. Doug has been talking post-game about how got to be consistent. That's what we have to be. We have to embrace who we are, and we have to be consistent. My question for you would be, do you think there's anything that can happen tomorrow night into the next night, presumably, maybe even into the first round if they get there? Anything that you think could and should change the way the decision makers look at the team? So there's your opinion and also your best guess, because they probably have a pretty good idea. Who's ever making these decisions probably has a pretty good idea right now what they want to do. I don't pretend to know what that is, and it could change. But how much could the Kings change it by how well they play or how poorly they play tomorrow night, Friday night, and in a first round potentially?
Well, I think it depends on how far we go. If they upset OKC,
which that would change a lot.
Maybe, right?
Yeah. I actually hadn't considered that, but you're right.
Right. I mean, then it's be hard to just blow it up or make. I think if you lose tomorrow, then everything's on the table.
Especially if it's just like they didn't play with intensity. They didn't look good. Yeah.
But if you win tomorrow, you win Friday. So, yes, it can change. It depends on how you go out. If you go out with a whimper, losing tomorrow, don't put up fight, everything's on the table. But if you show some fight, you win Wednesday, you win Friday, and you lose to OKC, it's like, all right, maybe we have a little something there. Let me see, But if you just go out tomorrow, lose by 20 at home, dude, heads might roll for that.
Right. Or even if you, and we both expect them to win, but even if you have one of those bad starts, then rally late, but still come up short.
Right.
Where like for 3 quarters, fans are going, what is wrong? Come on.
And here's the thing. As an owner, let's say I'm an owner, and I'm seeing these fans pay their hard-earned money, and we're getting beat at home the way. Remember that shot of Vivek sitting courtside there, and the narrative was, oh, he's angry. Shoot, I would be angry too. Like, this is your home building. This is this beautiful place you built. You got these great fans here, and we're getting embarrassed on our, I could see something quick happening. if that happened tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah. So a lot on the line, and obviously Doug Christie's hoping that is something that motivates the team.
It should. It should. I mean, at some point, you got to say, you know what? Enough is enough. We got to protect our home court. We got to protect our house. Real quick, Whitey, I do have the injury report that came out.
Here we go.
Jake LaRavia and Malik Monk, they are both out as expected. Olivier Maxime Prosper, he's out.
He was, they got him with the Kings pick, didn't
Say that
they?
one more time.
No, you
I
just got to re-rack that. You got to re-rack that.
Said.
Clip that and replay that. I'm only doing that once. Brandon Williams and Anthony Davis is listed as probable.
Okay.
So he's going.
Man, he's playing.
I know. I'm just so not much there on the injury report. Is what we expected.
Yeah.
So Dallas is as full strength outside of Kyrie as expected.
You've seen a lot of playoff games. Don't you think sometimes the home team, when they're expected to win, if they fall behind, you see teams start to turtle a little bit. You know, you see it in the NFL playoffs too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like when you're supposed to win, you're home and
That
you're
pressure
behind.
gets
Like,
on you then.
and then all of a sudden, hopefully that can't happen tomorrow.
Yeah, it can happen tomorrow. And, you know, I want them come out first quarter, win that first quarter, get some good vibes going, you know, because I to your point, I do feel like and the energy in the crowd can have an effect on the team. Like if we're going over our first 9 and every shot we take, you hear the crowd go, you know, that could weigh on you as a player. And so we need a good start tomorrow against Dallas.
Have to win this game with your backcourt.
I think so.
That's where you have the biggest
I think
edge.
So. I think so. And you said it earlier. Zach has to have a big game. He has the advantage. I don't care who's guarding him. He has the advantage. You know, Klay Thompson, maybe you go at like whoever Klay is guarding, you know, maybe.
I keep forgetting that he's
right. He's on the team, right?
Every time. It's like, oh, yeah, Klay.
Yeah. And so, go for it, man. I think Zach, you know, and one thing I've seen from Zach too, and I asked this earlier, and I'll answer my own question. I do feel like Zach has sort of taken it upon himself and realized he has to score for us. He has to be a bucket for us. We're better when he's on a heater out there.
I got something for you real quick here. You can guess along here if you want. Today's Kevin 7 with the Kings and Mavs playing tomorrow night. This is the 7 best Sacramento Kings who also played for the Mavericks. All right? The 7 best Sacramento Kings who also played
to do
for
some
the Mavericks.
research here.
Yeah. Number 7, first-round pick of the Kings. He averaged 10.1 points per game.
Willie Cauley-Stein.
That is right.
Oh, okay. Now, hold on. Are these rankings like 7
ranked
sort of?
But yeah.
Okay.
295 games as a King, only 4.5 in his 84 games as a Maverick. That's right. Willie Cauley-Stein.
Trill, a.k.a. Trill.
Number 6. In his only year with the Kings, he averaged 12 points, 12 assists per game.
Jim Jackson,
yeah.
Having spent part of the previous season in Dallas where he put up 9 a game before the coach decided he didn't want to put up with him.
Doug Christie.
No, sir. 12 points, 12 assists per game with the Kings.
Oh, Rondo. Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
That is correct.
Ah, boy,
My bad.
Number 5, better remembered as a King for whom he once averaged 20 points and 6 assists per game than he is as a Maverick for whom he scored 6 points in his only game.
One game?
Yeah.
And he put up 20 here?
20 and 6.
Oh, because.
No, it's Isaiah Thomas.
He only played one game?
For the Mavericks.
Really?
I don't even remember him playing one game.
I didn't either. Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Number 4, easy one. 3 years with the Mavs, only one as a King on his way to Springfield.
3 years as a Mav.
Cuz.
No.
With 3 years
on his way to the Hall of Fame. 3 years with the Mavs.
Vince Carter.
Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Number 3, 18.7 points per game over 3 seasons in Dallas before he came to Sacktown for 6.
Harrison Barnes, baby. HB 2020.
I thought he'd be closer.
Yes, sir. Number 2, all-time Kings legend, played in 355 games as a King, plus 48 playoff games. Later played 7 games for Dallas in his next to last season.
That's Doug Christie.
Doug Christie, right? And then finally, 3 All-Star games as a King. In the final season of his career, 4 finals games for the Mavericks. One scored 41 points as a King. One scored 22 for the Mavericks. 3 All-Star games as a King.
Cuz.
Nope.
1, 2, 3.
Three All-Star games as a
Three
King?
All-Star games as a King in the final season of his career, 4 games in the finals for the Mavs. One scored 41 for the Kings, one scored 22 for the Mavs in a game.
Cuz got more than 41. But I thought you were just saying
3 seasons?
Yeah.
In Sacramento?
His son's a pretty good player.
Peja?
Peja Stojakovic.
I don't even remember Dallas Peja. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You ain't had Jim Jackson on that list.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
Honorable mention? Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah. Willie Cauley-Stein, Rajon Rondo, Isaiah Thomas, Vince Carter, Harrison Barnes, Doug Christie, Peja Stojakovic.
Okay, yeah, Peja.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, Jay has something for us baseball related when we come back.
Oh, I can't wait. He been hot on
we're
this.
not sure what it is. You want to tell us anything about it, Jay?
We're just saying it's anniversary for today.
All right.
And MLB, right?
We'll,
It's
we'll
everyone's wearing the jersey.
We'll observe a special day in not only baseball history, but American history. Next, Sacktown Sports.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
You know, when our old heater collapsed with a heavy sigh after Christmas, we really needed a new one. There are so many HVAC companies out there. How do you choose? So many out there. A friend recommended we check out Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating at leesair.com. And that was a smart move. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, ready to come out. Day we called, treated us all with respect. Even the person answered the phone, hello, to the guys who installed our new HVAC unit, which is going to keep us cool this summer. So why choose Lee's? They offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee, 4.8 stars on what I call Google. Lots of friends recommend them. They've won awards with their service, and they've spent more than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC heating and plumbing needs. You can trust Lee's with installation and repair of your AC, furnace, and water heater, plus residential and commercial plumbing repair and commercial HVAC services, too. Find out more at leesair.com. Check out their mission statement, which is all about serving customers and community. And check on their $99, that's $99 HVAC tune-up service. Let Lee's take care of you the way they took care of me, treating us like family while setting us up with an HVAC system that has improved our quality of life, kept us toasty warm in the winter, and is going to keep us cool this summer. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635-355.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Hello, friends. I'm Phil Briggs, former Navy journalist and now host of CBS Eye on Veterans weekly radio show, here for my friends at Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal knows how fast life moves. That's why they have all-in-one banking to let you keep on banking on, saving time and money and getting a full picture of all of your finances. And whether you have credit or not, you can build your credit score with the new ability to report on-time bill payments. Learn how you can keep on banking on at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Get 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $29.99. In-store only. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey there, I'm Jack.
And I'm Stag.
We're just 2 deer that want to make sure you know it's deer season at your authorized John Deere dealer. The deer season that saves bucks, you know, like us.
Yeah, you can get $3,000 off select John Deere machines. No early wake-up calls or tree stands required.
Just a trip to your authorized dealer before June 2nd.
If you ask us, it's the only deer season worth celebrating.
Visit johndeere.com/deer season to find an authorized dealer and for complete finance details.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more.
The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
The NBA play-in tournament is underway. 3:47 left in the first half. Orlando all over Atlanta, 53-33. So if they hang on, then they play Boston, right, Drapes?
Yes.
And then Atlanta would play the winner of the Chicago
Bulls,
Miami game?
Miami Heat. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that team, the winner of that, will play Cleveland. Of course, the Kings anxiously watching tonight's contest between the Warriors and the Grizzlies, because if the Kings win tomorrow night, they will play the loser of that game. And I'm very interested to see how the Warriors come out tonight. You know, Gary St. Jean joined us. He says, and he's a big Warrior guy, worked for them, did broadcasting for a long time. He's a little concerned about the Warriors tonight.
Yeah, Butler's banged up. Steph's banged up a little bit. Memphis plays at a fast pace.
Moses Moody is banged up.
Moody, exactly. Kuminga is stewing on the sidelines, upset he didn't play.
Yeah. Did you hear what your guy Alan Stiles asked me today?
Oh, shoot, here we go.
Because Moses Moody's out with back spasms.
What'd he say?
He said, what is that? He said, I've never had a back spasm. Why? What's a back spasm?
Oh, my gosh.
80% at least of people in the United States
have had a back spasm.
Yeah. Well, what is it?
He's in peak optimal condition, you know? I mean, think about it. If an NBA player can have it,
yeah,
Alan Stiles can have a back spasm, you know?
Right.
So, you need to get out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Ain't never had no teammate that had a back spasm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bizarre.
All right.
Bizarre. Today also the anniversary, a big anniversary, not just baseball history, not just sports history, but American history.
Yes.
And I think Jay has something he wants to share with us about
What
that.
you got, Jay?
21st year, celebrating the Jackie Robinson Day, which was first celebrated in 2004. Fellas, April 15th was the day that Jackie Robinson broke the segregation line of 80 years. 80 years in the MLB. So this is something that I've stewed on pretty much for all my life. Of course, growing up here in Northern California, being a baseball guy, growing up to represent the green and gold of the Oakland Athletics. That was my first T-ball team at Lemon Hill Little League off of MLK here in Sacramento. 5 years old, Oakland A's was my squad, put me on. That was my favorite team. One of the most hated teams of the Oakland A's. Not a rival, I guess. You know, some would say, of course, the Kirk Gibson home run in 88. Definitely can't stand the Los Angeles Dodgers, which came from, of course, Brooklyn Dodgers, where Jackie Robinson celebrated breaking the barrier. Fellas, this is a question I've pondered for my whole life. As an African American who has played baseball all my life, favorite sport, a sports guy, person who've collected jerseys. We have Emerald Gems on every single week, every other week. True sports cards. I will not buy a Jackie Robinson jersey. And I'll tell you why. Because
it's not an authentic Brooklyn?
Because it's a Dodgers jersey. Doesn't matter where they started, where they're finishing, how they're playing right now, current, past, present, whatever you want to call it. I can't buy a Jackie Robinson jersey because it's a Dodgers jersey. So I asked both of you guys, this is something I've pondered. It's a conundrum of my life.
Okay.
You have to give love to one of the greatest to ever suit up, correct? Jackie Robinson.
Yes.
He is the reason why I had an opportunity to do what I've done. But I just can't don a jersey. It's got the Dodgers across it.
Before you weigh in, Drapes, I just have to say I'm flashing back here to, when was it? When we did our show from Emran's Card Show. And Jay and I were there. We're looking through all the cards earlier before our show started. And Jay said, I saw something I really like. And they had like a Jackie Robinson card there. Wow.
Yes.
I was like, I bet I know what it is. It's this. And he's like, nah. And I thought, okay, well, that's kind of funny. But he had no interest in that. Yeah.
Wow, Jay.
Yeah.
All right. That hatred is that deep.
So I ask you because I've purchased a Negro League baseball jersey, Jackie Robinson, Casey Meyer.
That's solid. That's
but
solid.
I can't put a Dodgers jersey on, and of course doesn't have the name, but 42. Yeah. And it even gets to the point, like I've seen Oakland A's 42 jerseys. It doesn't matter. It's really not the same thing. Because a lot of times, and unfortunately we have, and not taking it wrong, sometimes we misconstrue the word ignorant. We have ignorant people who haven't been educated in the form of Jackie Robinson, while we celebrated as far as, every single year, April 15th, not so much that he broke the the color line. But I say that to say, there would be somebody's like, who's number 42 on the A's?
Right.
Like you would get that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
you know who that was?
Yes, I get it. But I'm just saying, that's not what I'd be wearing it for because it wouldn't have a name on it, right? So I ask everybody in Sacramento, am I off my rocker? For my entire life, I just have not been able to get a Jackie Robinson.
I don't really have an opinion on it.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I think so, Jay.
Really?
I think so.
Because it's got a Dodgers thing. Come on,
it's you ain't got to rock it outside or wear it.
So where am I putting it on?
Frame that thing.
Cave?
Frame that thing. You know what I mean? It's frame that thing and put it up on the wall.
That's not the same. It's not the thing. I'm saying jump out. I head to today's game. I come to a giant. No, well, I never got, but I come to a Kings game. I visit the Gleason household, jump in the pool, and I walk up and I knock on the door and I'm like, "What's up, White?" And first of all, Whitey's gonna jump on me because I got a Dodgers jersey.
Yeah.
What in the hell are you wearing?
Nah, but you wouldn't wear it out and about.
Then why get it,
dog? You got other jerseys.
I got that. I understand that, but that's not Jackie Robinson. We're talking about someone who, as Whitey said, changed the narrative of history.
Yeah. That, to me, that supersedes your dislike for a particular team. But obviously, that's only you can, decide you want to overlook that or not. To me, it's not the Dodgers. I know it literally is the same franchise, but the Brooklyn Dodgers in the 40s, to me, is different than what the LA
But it
Dodgers.
says Dodgers across the chest.
Right.
So as much hate as I spew on our air and as much hate as people understand that, I have for the Dodgers and the Giants and Lakers teams like that, if I'm caught in a Dodgers uniform.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
See what I'm saying? There you go.
I wouldn't wear it. Knowing as much as you hate the Dodgers.
Right.
I wouldn't do it.
So buy it, but frame it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mr. Robinson's not here.
Because you're showing the back. You're not showing the Dodgers across the chest.
But if I put the 42 in the back and I frame it,
we all know what that
is.
But don't you have the answer too? Because you said you have, was it the Montreal Royals? No, he played for a couple of teams.
Yeah, I'm talking about Negro League.
Yeah, but he also played for the Montreal Royals.
Right, true.
Which was a minor league team. So there's other Jackie Robinson jerseys.
Yeah, but who knows
That's
that?
not the MLB.
Yeah, but who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows the Montreal joint?
But it's legit. I mean,
true.
I'm just trying to find a way around your aversion to Dodger uniform. I was thinking if there was like Brooklyn, but I think the Dodgers had Dodgers on the home.
Yeah, they did.
Home jersey and on the road.
Yeah, the Jackie Robinson literally has Dodgers across the.
Yeah. Damn, Jay, it's like that.
Man, it's been that way all my life.
Jackie Robinson we talking about though, bro.
Man, 100%. I understand, and that's why it's been a conundrum all my life. It's not the fact that got all the love in the world for what he's done, established, conquered, the things that he's laid the paths for. Obviously, common sense.
I got
but
it.
it's a Dodger.
He got an answer here.
But
you got?
You touched on this with your A's number 42.
Mhm.
Given that every team has retired the number, you could wear any jersey of any team with a 42, and it's in honor of Jackie.
Yeah, but that's
because every team, if they wear 40, no, it's retired.
Right. Mariano Rivera is the last one to wear 42.
Yeah, like today, everybody's wearing 42.
Right.
Everybody
in
honor of Jackie.
I'm just trying to the same, though. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not
the
the same.
Dodgers, Jackie.
So, like, I'll give you
wear that.
I'll give you an instance. So, a shoe brand, I'll just say Nike. Doesn't matter. They're getting free. Nike dropped a 42 Nike Cortez special today. You saw that?
Yeah,
I gotta go get those. Right? I just haven't had time to really look. But I'll buy that. I'll buy the Monarchs. I'll buy the Negro League. I'll even buy a AAA. I've never even thought about looking for one of those. But I just can't buy the Dodgers version of Jackie Robinson.
Damn,
and I ask you guys, am I sick for doing it? For lack of a better term.
That jersey is iconic.
It is, man. It's
iconic.
It's probably the most iconic jersey in baseball history. Maybe some people would probably argue Babe Ruth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're a little. Yeah, you take it a little too far.
Okay.
See, but you want to wear it though.
Yeah, I want to sport it.
You want to sport
absolutely. I got to rock it, but I know what comes with it. Someone sees me again, and that's why I brought up the point. Someone's going to see me and say, "Oh man, Jay's got a 42. I mean, he's got a Dodgers jersey on," and they're going to lose the perspective of it's a Jackie Robinson jersey.
They're going to think you're a Dodger
Absolutely,
fan.
You know how it goes.
Here's a Montreal Royals Jackie Robinson vintage baseball jersey for $60. It looks terrible.
It looks terrible. Yeah, I was about to say, damn.
It looks awful. But
why does it look awful? Spin it. Let me see it. Can I see it?
You have to look at the font.
Oh,
and
okay.
the
Yeah,
material.
That's made. Come on, man. That's made
probably is pretty
downstairs
much what
here.
he
Sac
wore,
Sports
but it looks
1140.
awful.
Yeah. Nah, you can't wear that.
Nah, hell nah.
All right.
I would get one and just frame it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't wear it out. I would not wear it out.
One thing that I know you would appreciate about Jackie Robinson, on top of everything else that's more important, at the end of his career, did you know he got traded?
Yes.
He got traded to the Giants, and he said, I ain't playing for the
for him.
Giants.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I want to say the Mets. I was going to say the Mets.
Other reasons, I think he was pretty much done. But legend has it, he's not playing for the Giants. I'm done.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same situation.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing a Giants uni either. I don't blame him.
Right.
Okay.
So you saying final? If I get a Jackie Robinson jersey, because see, first of all, I already know how big bro Drape's gonna be.
Yep.
Drapes is already gonna shout me. Oh my God! Here he already. Drapes be the type of person that would post it. I already know. So if I get a Jackie Robinson jersey, I'm not gonna catch no smoke. Not just necessarily from you, but from everybody.
Beyond the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's beyond. That's Jackie Robinson. You get a pass on that.
I'll think about it.
You get a pass, Jay.
Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz is coming up. There's a chance we're gonna have a play-in match today. Play-in tournament match. Yeah, there's a chance. I got to see if Brendan's around.
Oh, you got to put it in there.
Yeah.
Brendan is around.
Yeah.
He is around.
All right. So we'll find out next on Sacktown Sports.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
The Napoleon Stainless Steel Prestige 500 connected propane grill with infrared side and rear burner is a dynamic evolution in grilling. Featuring Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, it brings you closer to your grilling experience than ever before. The Napoleon Connected lets you monitor temperature, set timers, and receive high temp warnings all from your smartphone. With temperature probes and LCD display, you'll always know exactly what's happening inside your grill. Napoleon's LED control knobs even illuminate for nighttime, entertaining and feature safety glow. Napoleon Grills. Simply the best.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. Introducing all new high-limit slots, showcasing over 260 exciting slots, impeccable service, premium amenities, and action that's unmatched.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Skeeter here, Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. Hey, it's my favorite week of the year, Mosquito Awareness Week. Yep, the spring and warm weather means the little suckers are starting to breed and bite. Gotcha. So it's time to fight the bite. Once a week, drain standing water from flower pots, bird baths, dog dishes, and at dawn and dusk, start using insect repellent outside and wear long clothes, because these skeeters are out for blood.
The Sacramento Yola Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite. For more information, go to fightthebite.net.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Michelob Ultra and Carl's Jr. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for the Jeep Celebration event?
I'm excited about this, or should I say my wife is. 20,000 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Jeep Wagoneer S. She had a chance to drive one, and she loves it. And I've not heard from anyone who doesn't love their new Wagoneer. And we have a great selection and more on the way.
I will admit, I sat in one, and it feels very luxurious.
It's nice having such a great option to help get the family wherever they need to go. And if you're looking for something else, we have you covered there, too. People love our new certified pre-owned supercenter with over 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000.
Whatever you need, you can get it at Hoblet. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
20,000 total net savings after 14,000 factory rebates and 6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 7,000 CDJ federal tax credit offered by third party and subject to change without notice. Consult tax professional for eligibility. Through this net savings, sample VIN 562-884. See dealer for details.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
NBA play-in tournament. It's already tipped off. It's time for us to begin Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz. The play-in tournament brought to you by Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Yeah, we've got Brendan Nunes with us today. Brendan, I know you've actually played this game before.
I believe I have.
I don't think it went especially well for you, but hopefully you had fun.
Well, we didn't have to add that part, Whitey. You know,
I smoked them once or twice myself.
I'm gonna redeem myself here. All right.
Yeah. Now, before we get to your opponent, I want to give you the choice of your coach today. You can have Coach Draper or Coach Jay.
Oh, I was gonna say Mike Brown. I'll go Jay.
All right, I see how it is.
All right.
It's a winning tradition there.
There we go.
And your opponent today does a fine job running the board for us. He's on the True Sports Card Show on Saturday. Anthony. I don't even know Anthony's last name.
Lucas.
Anthony Lucas.
All right.
Yeah.
So what does a coach do, though?
Well, you can ask, like, I know Brendan's
Ask
played
for
a
some
little
help
bit.
or something?
Yeah,
Phone
Anthony
a friend?
does it. He says, I don't know how the game works, but you can give him advice.
All
or
right.
So
I'm going to need that.
Kyle
I got you.
Draper
I
is
got
your
you,
coach,
Anthony.
Anthony.
I got you, big fella.
Yeah,
All right.
so we're going to begin here. Brendan, since you've played, you're up first in Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz. And the winner of this matchup earns a spot in the playoffs.
Oof. Okay.
All right?
All right.
Yeah, so here's what we have for you. We have this date, what year in MLB. I have 6 of them. You can pick. You can start wherever you want. We have 1947, 1965, 1972, 1991, and 1995. So is this date what year in MLB? 1947, 65, 72, 1991, 1995.
Let's go 91.
1991. Now, this is a closest to, so there's a number, and you're both trying to get closest to the number. So do you want to go first, Brendan, or you want Anthony to go first?
I'll let Anthony go first.
All right, Anthony.
Great job. Didn't even have to coach.
Yeah, that was well done. Anthony, this date, 1991, the Kings established a new NBA record for consecutive road losses, which they would extend to how many games before finally winning? And you can discuss this with your coach if you want. Just keep in mind your opponents can hear as well, but you're looking for the number, the Kings' consecutive road losses. They set the record in 91. How far did they extend it before they?
I have a question, Anthony.
Yeah.
Hold up,
All right.
Anthony.
Yeah.
This is not a single season, right?
That's
This
what I'm
not
wondering.
necessarily.
Okay, not necessarily
Not
one
necessarily.
season.
Yes.
Anthony, I just want to.
See, you smart there, Draper. You're sharp. You're sharp. You played this before, huh?
I would have gone low then. I would have gone.
Exactly.
I was thinking like over under like 20. And I
And,
feel like
and
it's
how many
gotta be more
road
than
games
that.
does an NBA team play each season?
41, right?
41.
40,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
okay.
All right. All right.
Let's go 29.
You okay with that, Coach?
It's his answer.
Okay.
I
Can't do nothing with that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, Brendan, the Kings this date, 91, established a new NBA record for consecutive road losses, which they would extend to how many games before finally winning? Anthony says 29.
Now, Brendan, just think, Price is right now.
This
Price
is what I'm
right.
saying.
Yeah,
So
Price
is it,
right.
is it wrong of me to go one higher
Yes,
or
Price
one
is
lower?
right.
That's
It's not
kinda
wrong
cheap.
of you.
That's
No, it's
kinda
not.
cheap.
Is it?
Okay, first of all, hold on. We can't have an opposing coach trying to jump in.
Right.
I will say,
Somebody tee this man up.
I'm the Ime Udoka.
Brendan, that's typically the way the opposing
Yes,
coach
think
does
Price
it.
is right.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
think Price is right.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with my coach here. I'm gonna go one higher. I'm gonna go 30.
The answer is 43.
Wow.
43.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Anthony. Come on.
And they
Crazy.
locked in at 2
I
seasons, by the way.
can't believe that.
Leaked
Yes.
over 2 seasons. What?
Yes.
It was 43.
43.
Oh my.
Lock in,
gosh.
big fella. Lock
Wow,
in.
yeah.
So, the point goes to Brendan and Anthony. You're up here. This day, what year in MLB? 1947, 1965, 1972, 1995.
1995.
1995.
Terry Pendleton.
All right, this is multiple choice for you.
Okay.
But if he misses it, you get a chance, Brendan. Anthony, this date, 1995. What team became the first NBA team to have 2 players reach 20,000 career points in the same season? Is it the Pistons, the Bulls, or the Jazz?
I want to say it's the.
You can talk it over to your coach if
Yeah,
you want.
like
You don't
I'm
have to.
between. Okay, I'm
Oh, but they can hear though.
I know. I don't want to. I don't know what to. Okay.
All right, hold on. What are we talking? Hold on. What are our teams again?
This date 95. What team became the first NBA team to have 2 players reach 20,000 career points in the same season? The Pistons, the Bulls, or the Jazz?
Okay.
I'm leaning Bulls or Jazz. I know I shouldn't say that out loud, but
if you get it right, it doesn't matter.
I know. So
I would say one of those teams. Well, never mind. They got to be wrong. But go ahead.
One of them has to be wrong. Oh no, I'm about to get okay. I'm just gonna say it. Let's just go. I'm gonna go.
You're on your own, big fella.
Gonna go Bulls?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
All right, that's the one I need to be wrong.
Not correct.
To be fair, I was already thinking Jazz because I'm thinking 2-man game here. Stockton Malone running it up. What do we think, Coach?
Well, what can I say? How much further can I say? Yeah, you can't really say nothing on that one. Yeah. Because it's kind of 50-50.
Yeah, Pistons or Jazz on this date. First team, 1995. First team in history to have 2 players reach 20,000 career points.
So we're talking Stockton Malone, Jay, right? Or Dumars and IT.
Yep. But
Jay, don't
So you're making me second guess myself. I'm going to stick with the Jazz because that's where I was at.
Karl Malone and Tom Chambers.
You're right.
The Jazz.
Really?
Like the Jazz.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
I was going to say this is IT. Think who was still playing in 95, too.
Yeah.
Because IT had retired by 95, right?
Okay.
And he just retired? Was running around there?
Yeah, that's kind of a trick one, a tough one.
That's
but Tom Chambers has come on our show here. So, Brendan, you're up 2-0 here, and you're up. This day, what year in MLB? By the way, how do you like your coaching so far?
Coach is doing great. I think I made the right choice.
I can't help it. See, but you guys can see each other too. Y'all giving you guys each other eye signals.
Turn around.
There's nothing going on here.
How do I talk like this?
You got swivel seats.
You're closer.
But the mic is this way. What about
This day, what year in MLB? 1947, 1965, 1972.
Let's go 47.
1947. It's another closest to.
Okay.
So do you want to go first or you want your opponent to go first?
Listen here, coaching.
Do I be fair, though?
No, hell no. This come on. You want to win.
Strategy is to let them go first.
Participation ribbon.
All right. I'm with Jay here. We're going to let them go first.
Of course, always.
Yeah.
1947, this date, Jackie Robinson makes his Major League Baseball debut. In 11 seasons, what was Jackie Robinson's career batting average?
Oh, man. All right.
Tough.
And you got your coach here to help if you want to help. I noticed he turned right to the computer when I asked that, which is interesting, but it's not on. So I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
We're
We're good over here. No cheating over here.
Lock eyes since you guys want to lock eyes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Brendan with a 2-0 lead in this crucial play-in match.
Drapes, what are we thinking?
Now, Anthony, we know. I don't even know how to say it.
What do we know? Because I don't know if I know what we know.
No, I'm saying, if somebody hits 300, that's for their career, that's pretty dang good.
Okay,
so
that's good to know. Okay,
Drapes, how many wins this season did Anthony have to get into the play-in?
0. This is his first time.
I know, but if he was an NBA team, 40 wins.
He's the Dallas Mavericks out here.
I'm barely
getting it.
All right.
Just because Phoenix.
Jackie Robinson made his debut this day, 47 in 11 seasons. What was his career batting average?
Let's do 230.
230. Brendan?
All right, Brendan. Let's just say, Brendan. Let's just say,
man, that's a good guess.
This is a Hall of Famer,
right?
Jackie Robinson's debut
because of the color bear.
And Price is right.
What was his career batting average? Anthony's in at 230.
I mean, yeah, I guess to Coach's point, I guess we're going 231 here.
I'm going super. We're going real prices right here.
Out.
The
Drapes
answer
left
is
the room. Drapes is going to come over here.
The answer is 313.
Wow!
Yeah.
I'm done.
Come on, Anthony. You know he's a Hall of Famer.
Right,
So my mindset was Drapes said that, so I was like, okay, it must be worse than that.
Drapes, your guy.
Blame the coach.
Blaming the coach. I just think I took what he said a different way.
You took it different than I.
I thought he knew something.
That's
I
what
didn't
I'm
know.
talking about, though. That's why this is tough.
Yeah.
All right.
You
Remember
said
that
we
when
need
you
more-
talking about coaches?
Yeah, you said we need more threes, and he started launching from the logo.
Right, yeah, that's where I was going.
Right. I was like, not half court shots. Jeez.
Hey, I'm a Stephen Curry kid.
Yeah. So Brendan, you're up 3-0. One more, and you clinch it.
Ooh, it's our
Anthony-
turn.
Yes,
I can't get
Anthony
swept.
could come back.
Yeah, we got
to force OT. But Anthony, we got 1965, 1972, and this date. What year in MLB remaining?
Let's do 72.
You got to run the
That's
table.
a good year.
All right, multiple choice. This date, 1972. Who becomes the first MLB player to wear a mustache during a game since 1914?
To wear a mustache?
Yeah, to have a mustache.
Okay.
During a game, not wear an artificial one, but actually have a mustache in a major league game since 1914. Was it Raleigh Fingers, Thurman Munson, or Reggie Jackson?
All right. I'm thinking, okay. Silence, Drapes, you got
Yeah,
it?
I'm trying to think. I don't. You're gonna misconstrue whatever I say, so it doesn't matter. Shoot.
Hey,
I have no idea
We'll
what
take
this
another
one.
try. I have no idea either. I didn't know that there was a mustache ban or something before that.
For real. It's a great point.
Let's. What were the options again?
Yes. The first guy to wear a mustache this date, 1972 in a game. First time in a game since 1914. Raleigh Fingers, Thurman Munson, Reggie Jackson.
All right.
I have no idea.
At this
I'm
point,
gonna
I think,
swing and just
sometimes
guess.
a team gives up on a coach. I think the coach has given up on a
Yeah,
team.
I'm already.
yeah,
I'm
you know what
looking at the
happens.
clock. We
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
minute 38 seconds left.
You know. All right. Let's do Reggie Jackson.
Correct.
That's my guy. That's what I'm talking
I was gonna go
about.
Raleigh.
Sometimes you got to let the players play.
There you go.
You
So,
know,
Brendan,
great coaching.
for the win, this date, what year in MLB or 1965?
65.
1965. The NFL changes the color of penalty flags to yellow. What color were they before the change? Red, white, or green?
Coach, you got anything for me here?
Come on. Time's running out.
Just think color wheel.
Anthony, we know this. We know this one.
We know this one.
Yes.
I guess we're going red.
Red is not correct. Anthony.
Okay. What are the options again?
NFL changing the color of penalty flags to yellow from what? White or green?
Let's do white.
Yes.
White is correct.
Yes.
Really?
We got time. We got time. Let's go.
3-2.
You got 45
White on
seconds.
the
Let's
color
see.
wheel?
Who's up?
It's Anthony.
Anthony's this date, what year in MLB? You can hear it and then decide
Okay.
who goes first. This date, what year in MLB? The Giants beat the Dodgers in the first game ever played in California.
Jeez.
This day, what year?
I want Brennan to go first.
Yeah, Brendan?
I don't get options.
Nope.
Oh gosh.
This is the closest to. Giants beat the Dodgers, the first major league game ever played in California.
All right, just think about real fast.
come on.
What's the anniversary today? Right?
Yeah.
And when did he break the color line? And he already told you how many seasons Jackie Robinson played.
guy.
So let's come on now.
Giants over the Dodgers, first game ever played in California, Brendan. Brendan had a 3-0 lead. It's 3-2.
I mean,
He's trying to take care of
I
business
don't
and wrap it up.
even know. 1942.
Oh, we got this.
1942. Anthony.
All right.
I don't know what to
think
say.
that we're doing the Price is Right thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you should.
And I think that I'm saying 1943.
Yo, it's a tie.
Yay!
It's a tie. We gotta go with it.
That's great, coach.
Well played.
Yeah. Good game,
47, Brendan. Come on, 47.
Dang, you're right.
Plus 11.
Yeah.
Stick
I
around
already
for
lost the numbers earlier.
more of Brendan. Return of the Roar's up, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, next year on Sacktown Sports.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 11